What's the weirdest dream that you've ever had?
Oh God.
You're
That's
welcome.
that's
I mean,
there's a
there are a
few of
lot of
those.
answers to that.
I don't want to answer.
That's a good question.
I feel like a lot of people already know mine.
I feel like that's a long conversation.
Mine
Yeah,
is
man.
inspired by the fact that I would like to go sleep and dream right now.
Can I just tell you about the time that I don't know, all I know is I was in a car and Voldemort was chasing me, like, in the air. And that's all I got. Like, and it's
Yeah.
one of these chase scenes, like, ah! And I meant seeing it from the third person perspective of my car driving around, dodging Voldemort.
Yeah, so a big thing about a lot of dreams that make them like weird or like cool is like the weird only in a dream feelings or perspectives that you have. And a lot of those things don't translate very well when you're trying to retell them. And
Yep.
so you get like memes that I've seen where it's like where when someone is it's like literally the most boring person ever is like the person who's like, yo, let me tell you about this dream I had last
Yeah.
night.
They're so lame.
I have good dreams. I don't know about y'all.
On the
Some,
one hand,
some of mine are really good to the point where I could write a book about them.
on the one hand, I have the one where I was a shadow man with no eyes, and I only saw my eyes whenever I looked into the mirror, and I was plotting the downfall of civilization. And on the other hand, I have the one where everyone kept turning into Tony Shalhoub.
Who?
Monk.
Oh, okay.
Or as I like to refer to him, that one high guy from Galaxy Quest.
I guess we're answering this question now, which I'm fine with.
I'll go last.
We can do a different question.
So, whenever I have a particularly interesting dream, I'll always write it down, like in a dream journal on my phone. And it makes sense the way I write it down at the time, but then if I come back to it another day, I'm like, what does this even mean? Like, I'm looking at one,
Yeah.
It says, Dream Journal, hunting raccoons in my house. I have an unreliable friend who keeps wandering off, a buzzsaw, and I think a stick. It's like hunting demons. You gotta have a friend, and you gotta have a buzzsaw. It's just dangerous to be by yourself. You gotta get better equipped.
Is that like a dream you had while you were asleep, or is that like a goal?
No, that was while I was asleep.
It's just a grocery list.
It just what he does on a regular basis.
Yeah. Now I kind of want to answer this question.
Do it.
I've had some weird dreams. I had a dream where I was walking along, like, like one of those like roads in like California or someplace like that, or there's a lot of like mountainside roads, like the ones you see in like Initial D, like very good for drifting. But so like those roads, they're like on the edge of a mountain, and then there's like a divider thing, or there's a guard to stop you from flying off the side of the mountain. I had a dream that like the sky was all gray and weird and creepy, and it was the apocalypse, and everyone had run away, and it was overcast and rainy, and I was walking along the highway because all the cars were empty because I guess everyone had fled was the implication. All the cars were empty, and I walked up to this one car, and that the back door was open, and there was a person in there, and they were sitting in there. And this was actually a person I knew from real life. I'm not going to disclose their identity, but it's a female person, and I had never had any sort of feelings for them. So that's also a weird thing that dreams will blindside you with. And I leaned in, and we seemed in the context of the dream to be kind of intimate or whatever, and we kissed. And so my eyes closed, and then when I opened my eyes and pulled back, they were just like a mannequin doll face with a human tongue just like attached to it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Sounds very Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
it was probably like one of the most like creepy imagery dreams I've had. Then there was one where I saw a naked lady on a giant burrito, and That's it.
So just to combine, on the one hand you have terror, and on the other hand you have desire.
Yeah. There was more involved in that burrito dream, but I'm not going to get into it.
Maybe for the Patreon donors, huh?
Yeah,
All the
for the
details?
page.
All the sloppy details?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I had a dream that I legitimately felt could have been an authentic experience of astral projection, but I have no way to confirm that.
There's not any astral being who can come up and be like, yeah, I did see you there.
Yeah, so the dream was like I went into this housing facility near the house where I actually lived at the time, and I went inside the house and I saw these shadow beings, and they seemed very surprised that I was in the house, and they struggled with me, and I fought them off and fled, and I like fled by like going up above and like flying above the street, and it just felt very real and visceral, like I actually went into someone's house and struggled with them and then ran away. But I saw them as shadow beings, but I had this sense that maybe they saw me as a shadow being. So I was like, what the fuck?
And then the next
Okay.
morning you woke up and you were like, why am I all dressed and in my shoes?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I don't
weird.
know how you guys remember all these dreams.
Yeah.
Usually,
Usually,
tiger having a pit fight with a giant squid.
I mean, that's the way you live your life.
There are only a handful that I just naturally remember because I guess they were profound enough, but it's so rare.
yeah, same.
I
That's probably all the ones I remember mostly.
Okay, I just found one written down. Dream Journal, January 19th, 2018. I am a goblin, and I have stolen the gnome's red balloon. It is a favorite balloon of a gnome. We are at a place that reminds me of a summer camp, but kind of also housing area. Anyway, with that red balloon in hand, I can float through the air. But gnomes are not creatures of the sky, and don't use them to float. That's it.
That just sounds like how you live your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have a really good dream recorded on my phone, but I'm not going to play that like into the microphone. I'll just send it to you guys later.
More
Anybody-
Patreon content.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
I want to go last.
You got me to take out my dream.
I did. I should say, for a while, I was trying to learn to lucid dream, so I would write down whatever I dreamed like the morning of, and then like 2 hours later look at it and be like, I don't know what the hell that means. And one time I did wake up and write something down, and then later look at it, and it said that it said Joey is a snake with a head on both ends.
Wait, what?
And I
Is that
don't
about
remember
me?
the details, but I do remember that it was you.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. I am a snake with a head on both ends.
The mythological term, I believe, is amphisbena.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I knew about Ouroboros, but
Yeah,
not
Ouroboros
that.
is like a snake like devouring itself, but the amphisbena.
So is this one just like a snake that makes out with itself?
I mean, I'm guessing because one of its like legendary powers is supposed to be that it can clasp its mouths together and like form like a wheel and roll around.
That's awesome.
I wonder if that's a prophetic dream and what it means.
Cool.
I dreamed that I was a zebra and I met Aslan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking badass. Yeah.
And also I got like trapped in, I was a zebra and I was in like one of those like, you know, like Chuck E. Cheese playhouses that was like really huge and like out like it was like outside or like I don't know, it was like a playground thing. And for some reason I was like hiding from the kids, but I was a zebra and like I don't know. And I think I got attacked by something. But in the end I met Aslan.
that mood when you're hiding from the kids.
I'm still hiding from the kids.
Yeah. Ryan.
Mine aren't nearly as fun. The only ones I really remember is when I was a lot younger. I used to just remember bouncing around like there was little to no gravity, and I could just
Hmm.
leap around to different places and jump up walls and stuff like that. And then the other one I remember that happened multiple times is I would randomly get chased around my neighborhood by a tank that was trying to
Oh,
shoot at me.
that's intense.
Don't know, and I was just running and running and running, jumping over fences and stuff.
Hey pal, hey
Ferris
buddy.
Bueller style.
Are you saying that you never remember your dreams ever?
The bad thing is I remember them, but then within a half a day at most, I forget them. It's very
Hmm.
sad because I've had
Yeah.
I know I've had some crazy dreams, but I don't remember. Oh, well, there was another time that I took a nap before going to work, and I dreamed of a whole work day, and then I woke up from said nap and had to go into work
Those are
and
the
work an 8-hour
worst.
workday.
That's the fucking worst. Like I had a dream. There was one day in college where I slept in too late and I missed like my first class. And I had a dream though that I hadn't I did that thing where you kind of wake up and you turn off your alarm.
hmm
And so I had a dream that I actually did wake up and did get to class on time and went through class. And then I woke up and it was like, haha, reality, bitch. You
Yep.
missed it.
Does anyone
I
else
was like,
have
what
those
the-
like micro dreams? Like
What?
Meaning,
I'll like
That too.
oh that's just a me
I think
thing?
that's just-
Okay.
what does that mean?
Well, I'll just like fall asleep for like a millisecond and wake up and describe this like elaborate, bizarre image to Krista that seemed like a whole like
Hmm.
freaking like episode of a TV show to me or
Oh,
something.
jeez.
Yeah, I have that
Wow.
when I nap. I mean, I napped for like an hour and I had several dreams.
No, I'll
No,
I'll like
Right.
shut my eyes.
It's like literally like a millisecond. He just falls asleep for a second and then wakes up and is like, "Oh, there was like a bunny chasing like the moon and it like leapt over like on."
To be fair, I never fall asleep for within a second.
Like, trying to
Yeah.
find-
Well,
I'm just
you
like,
know,
what the heck?
Yeah, I remember because I used to when I would commute on the bus to community college, I would have to try and stay awake, and I would have like hundreds and hundreds of these micro dreams that like confuse me about reality. Like I remember being on the bus and my perspective like zoomed out, and I saw like the bus from a great distance, and we were driving into a tremendous ear.
Oh.
yeah. Well,
Allison.
He has
like
very
Nikola
long-
Tesla was actually capable of apparently of like sitting down for like a minute or less and going into like rapid like REM sleep. And so he probably dreamed during that time. And that's what he would do. He would like sit down for like just a few seconds till a few minutes to rest, and then he would get up and start working again.
Well, you hit REM sleep first, and then you hit a deep sleep
Mhm.
where you don't dream. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he was a half elf, is what you're saying. He could instead of sleeping, he could meditate for 30 minutes.
We pretty much
Basically.
it's accepted that Nikolai Tesla was possessed by several eldritch gods at various points in his life.
Yeah. Well, he at least was employing some massive Ubermensch sleep schedule cycles, and that's almost the same thing. So, yeah.
Has anyone not gone?
Me.
Oh,
I was
Wait,
saving it for last.
where's Aqualad?
he ain't here. We kicked him out.
Oh man. Last
Sad.
episode we should have just been like, hey, do you want to be a Teen Titan now? Just like every single guest episode, just be like, hey, you want to be a Teen Titan until everyone on the podcast.
Every episode starts with Aqualad. Oh, and Aqualad came by today, and he's chilling out with you guys on the couch.
Had a beer.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for my weird dream?
Yep.
Yes.
So it's actually a two-parter. The first dream, I was in my old house and I was sitting on my bed petting my little dog. I had two dogs at the time, but only my little dog was in the room. And I looked over, and on my nightstand was, for some reason, my bird who had died years ago. And it was alive, and it was like letting me pet it and everything. And I started freaking out. And so I ran downstairs. I'm like, Mom, our bird is alive. Like, he's back. He's alive. And she was letting our other dog out. I hadn't seen the dog, but I know that she was like letting her out. But I had only seen my little dog in this dream and the dead bird. And of course, my mom was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. I woke up. A week later, my little dog died.
Oh no.
In real life. Fast forward a couple months. I have another dream. I'm in the newer house that my mom got. She moved and got a new house. And there was a staircase that doesn't actually exist in the house. But she was coming down the stairs. Her view was kind of blocked by the landing, if that makes sense. I was sitting on the couch. I was with my big dog, and I was petting her. And when I looked over the other side of the couch, my little dog was there. And I start crying. I'm like, oh my God, it's Haley. She's alive. Oh my God. And I'm petting her. And I remember very vividly like how she felt. She was soft and curly. It was like a very specific sensation. And I could feel it in the dream. And my big dog was there too. But I wasn't like thinking about the big dog. I was thinking about the dead dog that was alive right next to me. And as my mom was coming down, I'm like, Mom, Haley's here. Do you see her? Haley's here. And again, she didn't know what I was talking about. She thought it was crazy. I woke up, and once again, a week later, my big dog died.
No.
These were both unexpected deaths. The little dog ate a mushroom that poisoned her in the yard. The big dog got cancer. They weren't supposed to die. So, I think my weird dream trumps everyone's.
Yeah, just by virtue of being prophetic. Now, I think I might have astral projected, so
that's pretty cool.
So that's kind of weird. But yeah, that one is more verifiably insane.
So as a half dream conclusion, I had another dream where my big dog was there, and out of the corner of my eye, we have a new dog that we rescued. Out of the corner of my eye, I was positive the new dog was there. And I said, nope, and I refused to look at her. And when she's still alive, thank God. But I was like, hell no, not yet.
Jeez, just on the off chance that my subconscious is the entity of death itself.
Yeah, and I was scared for like a week after that dream because I'm like, but she was there. I know she was there. Just because I refuse to look doesn't mean, but it's good. We're good. She's alive.
Hey, do us a favor, and if any of us ever show up in your dreams, just like cover your eyes, please.
Yeah, don't look.
Appreciate it. Please.
You'd have to show up. You'd have to show up next to dead people or dead animals. I guess. I don't know how that works.
I mean, sometimes we
yeah.
That way, I guess.
I'd probably be sobbing for like a week if you were in a dream with a dead creature of mine.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well.
I feel like
start an episode after that.
On that note, the most fucked up dreams that I've had is one where I just I got a phone call that my dad had died, and then I woke up. I was at college at this time, so I clearly just missed my dad. And then I woke up, and that day I was like really stressed, and I called my dad that day and told him I loved him. And then another one was recently I had a dream that I made out with some girl and started a relationship, and it was really nice. And then I woke up, and then I didn't remember the dream right away, but it was activated later on when I was watching the original Star Trek, because I've been watching that. And as is the case in almost every episode, Captain Kirk kisses some hot lady. And when that happened, it reminded me of the dream, and I was like, fuck, I'm sad now. So, there you go.
This episode's title is Fuck, I'm Sad Now.
Fuck, I'm sad now.
That's my life's title.
Okay.
Teen Titans.
Yay.
Teen Titans are fucking sad. Teen Titans dream analysis. We already had the Nevermore episode. Like, we can't do that again.
So does Cyborg still dream, or has he lost too much of his humanity?
My God.
Does Cyborg
I
dream
think-
of Electric
I
Sheep?
think he has a human, like
Half a brain, right?
I guess.
Yeah, he has human components that need to.
I mean, he
physically
has
rest.
like a soul, right?
I don't know.
He has
Yeah.
hints.
No, I'm sorry to all the listeners. I know Cyborg has a soul. It's canon as of Titans East Part 2, okay? So get off my...
Alright.
Yeah, or he has something. He has a Deus Ex Machina drive.
He refers to
That's
it
what he
as the
has.
spirit, and that's the only explanation we get.
Yeah, I wasn't even able to find like a fan-made theory about what happened on the internet. Like, there's no more documentation or comments by the creators about what happened,
Listen,
and there's not even like a Reddit thread about what might have happened.
I can tell you because I was in the fandom on the forums back in that day that all of us were like, this makes no fucking sense. Like, what was that? Where's Blade?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Oh,
You'll
it's better
find
if you get
out
surprised.
later.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll find out later, buddy.
Because here's the thing. Everybody gets an arc in this show. Everybody gets a season-long arc in this episode. Except Starfire.
That probably would have been season 6.
Starfire is an arc in herself.
Yeah. She does have a lot of like
She has
very Starfire centric stuff
She
happen.
has the puberty thing.
She has. Okay,
She has
I
her
will say
sister
she
show
has.
up. She has a puberty thing.
She has the best standalone episodes, in my opinion. That's always been my.
Yeah.
Cyborg has the worst. Sorry, fans.
Cyborg's episodes
Yeah.
are like, I have a car now.
Yeah.
Cyborg's
Well-
episodes are like, man, I'm half robot. I wish I wasn't half robot. It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try to fix that. I feel like we'll fix it without even trying, honestly. But
make it
anyway,
Or make it worse.
or make it worse. Okay. So, with that all out of the way, with that dive into our subconscious, let's begin this episode of Teen Titans Roll. This episode begins with an emergency alert. Well, that's how it began for you this day. Right now, the team, you are waiting in a dark room, with the exception of one pillar of light in which a red computer chip floats. You're in a secure facility that's been alerted to the possibility of theft of this important prototype processing chip. You only had a few hours to prep and to get to the location. The location is a few hours away. It's in the Pacific Northwest, Northern California region. So there was some time to plan if there is anything that Robin or anyone wanted to do to bolster the attempt to catch the perpetrators who are planning to steal this ship. but keep in mind that can't be too crazy. It's because you only had a few hours of prep, and most of that time was spent in transit.
Do we know, has this been a thing, or is this the first attack of this type?
So this is the first. Now, the thing that really motivated you to probably to want to like respond to this call and or this tip, even though it's a little bit further out of Jump City proper, is that it it did the tip said that there was credible reason to believe that this is a plan by Slade, and it is the first of its kind so far.
Basically, we're protecting this thing. You said it was a computer chip,
Yes.
and it's in some kind of container.
Yeah, so it's in this kind of stasis field
Okay.
that keeps it floating above the ground in this room. You guys know that this room is it's a big it's a secure facility, but it is also kind of like it's like it would have been up to this point a secret facility of a government subcontractor, a company that um, has this room, and which not just has this prototype chip, but is also where they store a lot of their computer servers that do a lot of data processing work. And there are big machines above, that are basically energy relays to the server banks. Um, but this chip is like the newest in data processing and um, just like um, high end data processing. And so it's also being stored here, and it's the top target that they've heard is being targeted.
So we know that this attack is coming. We just don't know when it's coming.
Well, it should be soon, and that's why you had to get there very quickly.
Will they let us into the server bay where the chip is? I'm assuming.
Yeah, so basically they let you in, and um, yeah, yeah, they let you in. They give you the full run of the place.
Yeah, could they
Um,
give us like floor plans of the building so that we can know like possible ways that they could try and infiltrate?
yeah, they could.
Hey, I might have missed this, so you can edit this out if it ends up being the stupidest question. But how, like, so we're not interrupting like a robbery. Like, we know the robbery's coming. Like, how do we know that?
Well, so kind of it's a very similar situation to like the cinder block situation in the first episode where you are tipped off to the fact that it's happening and you can intercept that at any point. However, the information in the tip in this case also said that the facility that the fact that it's Slade and the information says that it's very likely Slade who's doing this. They're worried that just a perimeter guard or a guard at the entrance won't be enough. Especially based off of what ended up happening last time,
Right.
which was just that they had guards up, and it was almost like someone just got into the room in question directly and superseded all of those security measures.
Okay.
So what the security force really wants is a contingent inside with the chip.
Right.
And frankly, that is probably also what Robin kind of wants, because he wants to, I mean, this is an opportunity apparently to apprehend Slade or one of his agents
Mhm.
directly. And um, just basic tactics will kind of tell you that the highest opportunity to do that. So, like, if you guys posted up outside of the building, either they might slip past you and you don't notice, or they see you and they turn around and leave. And that doesn't really get you anywhere. So, yeah.
How about I cast like rope trick right above where the chip is and hide up there so I can like jump down and surprise somebody who comes to get it.
Sure, and I think everyone could probably go into that place. Like, does Rope Trick have a limit on creatures?
I mean, it has a limit, but it's a big limit, up to 8
Yeah,
medium or smaller creatures.
yeah. So you
Um,
guys all could go in there.
That's a smart idea.
The facility is already the light in typically for power saving purposes. The facility is the lights are dark except for the stasis field in which the chip floats, which is just which creates its own light. So the room is typically dark, with the exception of that. So you could stand in the room and probably not be seen by someone entering, but yeah, additional hiding wouldn't be bad.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I like the rope trick idea.
Okay, I cast that. I know at least I get up in there.
What's Cyborg's rope trick look like?
It actually looks like a bachelor pad for Beast Boy because it was built because I wanted to give him a bachelor pad.
So like it's
Wait,
an extra dimensional like bachelor pad?
Yeah, it's extra dimensional bachelor pad. So it's got like a giant bed and some posters of sexy animals and things like
I don't.
that.
Isn't that a mansion?
Yeah, I don't think Rope Trick you can control what it looks like, but whatever. But yeah. Yeah, well, as far as like the magic / technology, it's probably like you create like through quantum mechanics, you create like an extra dimensional space with some robot projector beam. And yeah, and then a rope falls down and you guys can climb up into it or fly up into it.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
mean,
so you guys can
I'll hang out
be
in Beast Boy's group
waiting
with him.
in there, and the entrance is invisible from the outside. So yeah, you guys are chilling in there. You're looking down, basically like all like kind of looking down through a portal for like whenever someone enters to try to steal the chip. Okay. Any other ideas or things you wanted to plan up to this point?
My only plan is we kick the butt.
Yeah.
If we could get the floor plans, I'd probably mark out where the exits are, so we knew if they could split up, if they got back out of the room, where there could potentially be escape points.
Okay. Yeah. So looking in details, so there are in the room beyond this one, and you guys would even just know this from when you walked into the facility. There are 5 other passageways that lead in different directions. The one right across from the passageway that you took to enter this room just leads to the front of the facility, which is a mountain facility, a small kind of it's built into the side of the rock of this mountain in the forest by a large lake, and there. So that passageway just leads to the front gates, and then the other passageways lead down various corridors within the facility that further within like within the facility, but heading out towards the walls of the facility. Eventually, there are certain points where there are like balconies. So if someone wanted to escape, they would probably go through one of the passageways to the balconies in order to get to the balcony and then exit, to the open air. Those are they're open to the open air. And looking at the floor plan, I mean, there's also a water system. There is no direct access to. Basically, it's the facilities like water drainage, and there's no direct access to the outside until small. There's areas where there's only like a wall of earth between the inside and the open air, but the only exits have been intentionally created so that people couldn't, like a human-sized person couldn't get through. They're small, and they're just water access. They're like grates and things that go out into the lake, expel out into the lake.
Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that everybody knows the layout, knows what direction the exits could be. But I'm like, we don't want them to take this chip. This chip can't leave this room. And we can't let them get it even if it leaves the room. So whoever it is, we take them down here. Understood?
Got it.
Yes.
Understood.
Boom.
All right.
Beast Boy
Okay.
doesn't plan. He just does.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys wait, and as you wait, looking down in the darkness, the only thing you can see is the chip floating there. Eventually, with no alarms or even the sound that you can hear of the door being accessed, a person, humanoid in shape, moves forward, um, revealed in the light of the stasis field, and reaches up to grab the chip. What would you like to do? Would you like to act when he has the chip or beforehand?
As soon as he reaches up for the chip, I want to throw a freezing gas disc right at his face.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I'd like to tackle him,
Okay.
but after the gas.
Are we all dramatically standing next to Robin now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you guys would all the portal, how it probably thematically happens is the portal entrance becomes not invisible anymore, and you're all looking down from it, and you can give a one-liner and then do your surprise round. So what is the leader's one-liner?
Is it it's not Slade. I can see that it's not Slade.
It's not Slade, but this individual seems to be in a uniform that is clearly indicative of his typical regalia. So, like his clothing.
Next time tell Slade to come himself.
All right. And yeah, so we'll do everyone's surprise round. So, if you choose to act on it other than just posing there, which in the episode they just posed there. So yeah, so you're gonna throw a freezing disc.
Yeah,
Robin?
which is a dexterity saving throw that he has to beat at 15.
He fails.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he becomes paralyzed and ice as just ice forms over his body.
Okay, so you see this person, he's about to reach out to take the chip, but then he looks up as you guys announce yourselves, and you chuck the ice disc down, and there's this as the ice forms over him, and he struggles to move within it. It's kind of partially covering his lower half and like his arms, and he can't move currently. He's trapped in ice. So yeah, what else would anyone like to do? My only, I guess, yeah, just go, and what happens will happen. So
I kind of want to tie him up with aircraft cable.
okay, why do you have aircraft cable?
I feel like I've said that, like I said I had it in like the first or second session.
Okay,
Specifically to tie people up with.
You might have said that, and I might have ignored it because I'm a bad DM, or maybe because I'm tired of your shit. But
You can say no, but I remember talking about it.
Yeah, that's fair. My only thing is if you're gonna get aircraft cable, I actually kind of want a story about how you got aircraft cable, and like for that to be done in game, because that just feels much more satisfying.
So aircraft cable, you might not really know what it is. You buy that at the Home Depot.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's fine then.
Basically it's just it's metallic rope. Think of it like that.
Please regale us with a dramatic tale about Cyborg getting aircraft cable at Home Depot.
Oh, please. Yeah. Cyborg walked into the Home Depot one day, and there was this guy.
Home
And
Depot.
they were actually pretty nice, except for the one guy who was working in the aircraft cable department. And he challenged me to a contest. He's like, I bet you can't tie this. And then I did. And that's it.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
hear-
And the whole time that kick-ass Home Depot music that totally slaps was playing.
And if you want to hear all the rest of the sloppy details, you're going to have to sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah. And then the Home Depot employee put his hand on Cyborg's cheek and said, "Wow, I wish you could tie me up like that." And for the rest of the details. Okay. All right. So so he's paralyzed, so he will not have any resistance to that. So you could jump down and tie the aircraft cable around he's kind of like, it won't be just around him, like tight, because there's ice around him. So, but there is a chance, like if he breaks the ice, then it will pull tight around him. So he will be paralyzed, and then even if he breaks that, restrained after that. So it is doubling up the status effect. So yeah, you can do that.
I
Okay.
wrapped around him.
All right. So you come down there with a fucking lasso, and you're like, yeehaw, and you tie it off around him.
Yes.
Okay. What does anyone else want to do?
I think I'm going to hop off to the side and turn into a saber-toothed tiger, just in preparation in case he breaks free.
Okay. So you leap down and turn into a tiger, growling and ready in case he breaks free. Okay.
I stand dramatically next to Robin with my hair blowing in the wind that's for some reason blowing inside.
Yeah, in this weird extra dimensional space that may or may not contain a frat pad within it. You know, that's just kind of the nature of quantum superposition.
Yeah.
Is there a frat pad or not?
Is Frat in here?
Yeah, there is also a wind blowing to make all the babes look extra luscious. So, yeah. So yeah, all right. Raven, is there something you want to do for that?
I
for the
also just
project?
stand there looking amazing with my cape, like, scarily blowing in the wind.
Nice, very good, very good. Okay, this would definitely be a scene to show. It'd be weird. It'd be like an upward camera angle shot. But yes. So with that round out of the way, this guy is struggling, and before you can address him, suddenly there's a boom and there's a beam of like laser light that shoots out like Beast Boy. You actually have to like pull back from it, like in surprise. And then you look up, and at the ceiling, suddenly this circle forms as this laser cuts a circle in the ceiling, and there's an explosion. And out from the explosion, 4 more of these identical as the first one looking commandos, these ninja looking guys, jump down from the ceiling and propel down to the floor, landing gracefully, positioned around their frozen ally, and they stand there ready to fight. I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Mine is 17.
I nat 20'd.
Nice.
Gotta love when you nat 20 on an initiative roll.
I got a 15. Wow.
All right. I'll get everybody in a sec.
We're
Gotta do my
rolling
own
high
roll.
tonight. Nice. Let's pwn these noobs.
20 for Star.
23 for Robin.
And what is Cyborg's dexterity modifier?
1.
The round begins, just for ease, the round begins with the individual who is restrained. So remind me of, I know I gave you all this, but
DC
remind me
17
of what
strength check.
strength check. Okay, good.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, he rolled a 21, actually. Yes. Now, he struggles against the ice, and you are expecting this should easily hold most regular men. But as this guy, he flexes and pulls his arms free, and the ice kind of breaks around him. Now, thankfully, as this happens, the cable now pulls tight around him, and so he is still restrained by the cable. But he has broken out of the ice.
Nice.
So that is his turn. And the one next to him, he will rush forward and he will attack at the other target on the ground, which he sees is the saber-toothed tiger, Beast Boy.
Yeah.
So he is going to make some attacks. He rushes in and basically makes a flurry of blows against you. He rolled a 16, a 13, and an 11 with three strikes that he makes at you.
Two of those hit.
So
Two of
okay,
those hit.
so all right.
The 11 does not, because the saber-tooth
Okay.
tiger's AC is 12.
All right. Okay, so those attacks do 6 damage and 10 damage respectively, so 16 damage in total. Bludgeoning.
Okay.
All right. All right, so he rushes forward. He swings a leg out beneath your front legs to try to stumble you, but you jump over those. But then he comes down with like swinging around with like a backhanded fist and kind of clubs you on the side of the face, and then kicks the saber-tooth tiger right in the nose.
Cybertooth.
Oh, Cybertooth. Sabertooth. RoboCat. Yeah, so that is his turn. Now it is Raven's turn. So Raven, you see these two individuals. One just broke the ice that it was in. It's still restrained. The other one rushed forward to attack Beast Boy and got a few hits in. And the other ones are still haven't rushed forward yet. They're positioned around, kind of in formation, in front of where the chip is.
Okay.
Question really fast. Where do you have
Yeah.
me in the initiative order?
Crap. I forgot you. What did you roll?
23.
23. Yeah, no, you would go.
You can go first. I'm Googling.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Damn it. There's always something you
Going on my
miss.
spells.
Okay, so
Never like to get Robin. I don't know why.
yeah. So Robin, you would have gone right before that one who attacked Beast Boy, actually.
That's good. I'll go after another one of them that's not restrained or attacking Beast
Okay.
Boy.
All right.
And I'm just going
So
to
you jump
drop down and go straight into a flurry of blow. And we'll go straight into my first attacks on this guy, just with my fists at first.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. My first 2 strikes are 27 and a 13.
The 27 will hit.
It's going to be 7 points of damage. And I'm going to try and stunning strike him.
Okay.
So that's a con save by him. It has to beat where is it? 16.
Okay.
No, 14, sorry.
All right. So as you strike him with your fist, you get a little bit more resistance. It's not like punching flesh. It's like punching. Basically, he seems really tough. Like you've punched guys like this where you just hit him and it's all abs and muscle. And as you try to stun him, nothing happens.
Uh-oh. I'm going to go into a flurry of blows then. He doesn't go down one way, he's going to go down another.
Yeah.
That's an 11. Well, maybe not. A 10.
Nope.
No, wait. That 10 was the wrong thing. 22 was a second flurry blow strike.
Okay. Yeah, the 22 will hit him. So basically, you get some hits in. You hit him once, and then he kind of deflects, and then like with one of your backhand hits, you do hit him another time. What is the second one's damage?
You can go off the accidental roll of 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 10. All right. So you hit him. You're plowing into him. He doesn't look. Now there's this give in his body that is kind of strange. But he does kind of like he kind of holds his side and like cramps down to the side at the end of your strikes against him. But the fact that you weren't able to stun him with such powerful blows was a little strange.
And frustrating.
Yeah, and frustrated. Yeah, and then next the other one attacked Beast Boy. Um and then it's Raven's turn.
Okay. Tell me if I can do this or not.
Okay.
My idea is to cast Mage Hand and to have that hand, it summons a hand basically that moves.
Mhm.
And I want to have that hand latch onto the face of the one attacking Robin and like cover its eyesight and just like push it back. I can't attack.
Well,
I can't attack with
Is
the
it
hand.
an invisible hand?
It doesn't say.
It's really visible, I think, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's only invisible. The hands are only invisible for arcane tricksters,
Oh.
but when they cast it. But it is basically like in this case, it'll be like a black spectral hand.
Ooh.
I've said this before, a long time ago, so don't feel bad about not remembering. But you have as Raven, you have access to the telekinetic feat, which is a newer feat that allows you to use Mage Hand. And as telekinetic, you can with the telekinetic feat, you can make it invisible. Look at that.
Do I have to make it invisible though? Because in this case, I don't want it to be invisible. I'm trying to blind him, basically.
Okay, well, so it's basically a question of what you can do with it. I don't think you could grab his face in this sense. But you can telekinetically shove a creature, and then they have to make a strength saving throw, or be moved 5 feet toward or away from you. So you can move him away from Robin.
Well, it says that it can't carry more than 10 pounds, so I don't see why it wouldn't be able to grip something.
Yeah, it could grip something. It's kind of just
I want it to grip its face.
right. It's kind of a question of what like if he can bat it away enough to effectively see in a short time. So basically there are things that create the blindness effect, and they have certain costs, and without inflicting those costs, I don't think I would allow the blinded effect. However, if you wanted to harry him either with your mage hand or like with your raven, that would be offering the help action. And one of the things that could do is like give Robin or anyone who gets near that guy advantage on his next turn's attacks.
Okay,
It's giving up your turn in order to do that.
I'll do that because this is an action, and then I have a bonus action that I'm doing afterwards.
Okay.
So yeah, I will do that and help Robin because I don't know, he looked like he was struggling.
Rude.
And then, word. And then hold on. I am going to cast Spirit Shroud
Okay.
and taking some creative liberties. It says that I call forth spirits of the dead, but I'm picturing that I call forth like the other ravens in spirit. You can
Like
tell
the
me.
emotoclones.
You can tell me no.
Yeah, I
That's
like.
just what I
No,
picture.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just kind of fly around. They're intangible and invulnerable. Um, they help basically if I attack something, I would get an extra radiant damage.
Mm.
How close am I to these enemies?
Yeah, I'd say you're 10 feet away.
Okay. So then what this also does at 10 feet is um when they start their turn, if I can see them, the speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start
Awesome.
of my next turn. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mostly just for show right now, but yeah.
Very good. Okay. Um yeah, so basically yeah, they are kind of harried by these spirits of your other emotions. That will be Raven's turn. Um unless you would like to move. Would you like to stay put up there or move down?
As long as I'm within 10 feet, I'm good. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. So you stay within the other place. So that should be fine unless yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, no, the duration on rope trick's an hour, so that's fine. It's not concentration. So, um, okay. So unless Cyborg just decides to kill Raven and close rope trick, that's fine. Well, I think it would expel her anyway.
Wait, what is rope trick?
It's the
Rope
whole
trick.
other dimension that you're standing inside of.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
still
you're like
in.
looking
I haven't
down
stepped
from a
outside the
portal.
portal.
Well, you could if you want to. That's what I'm saying, and you could be flying around or doing
Oh,
whatever.
I don't know why I was picturing us up on like a balcony of some kind or like a walkway.
Probably because it's the like the next thing that makes more sense than rope trick.
Fair. Yeah, I guess I'll chill in the portal for now.
All right,
Hanging out in
cool.
the bachelor pad.
Yeah. So Starfire. It is your turn. These guys are down below you. One has Robin has engaged one in combat. The other one is being held by Cyborg, and one attacked Beast Boy. And there's 5 of them, so they equal you guys in force. And yeah, so there's still, I guess, 2 that haven't moved yet and that are positioned behind the others.
How close together are they?
They are. I said they took formation around the one that was the one that was restrained. So that would have been 1 behind probably, and then 2 on the side, 2 to each side. So I would say they're all within a 20-foot like sphere, if that's kind of the type of thing you're asking about. But some of your friends are also within that, but I know you have ways around that. But also the stasis field with the chip floating in it is right there as well.
Okay, so what I'm asking, because I'm admittedly kind of bad with spatial imagination, is
Hmm.
is there a way that I can catch those 2 in a 20-foot range without blowing up my friends or $1 billion computer chip?
Yeah. So yeah, there's 2 on the far side that basically, well, there's 1 in the back, and there's 2 on a far side that haven't been engaged with yet. One of them will probably try to attack like Cyborg next.
Okay, so I'm going to
But
try and catch those
yeah.
2 with my starbolts. Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of zip out like a Powerpuff Girl zooming through the night sky and just pelt them with a barrage.
Yeah. Oh, also, I mean, I guess it's relevant for people's sight, but as soon as you guys initiated things, the lights turned on, and then definitely when of your choice, you could have had the lights turn on, but then definitely once the place was breached, the lights all would have turned on, so the place isn't dark anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
shine
yeah,
anyway, so.
Okay, so you attack them with your star bolts.
Yep. Pew,
Okay.
pew, pew, pew.
2 of them. So they have to make dex saves.
Do they make dex saves? Do you have that written?
Yeah, on the star bolts.
Okay,
they
because I know
make
the
them.
DC is based on my strength, but I couldn't remember what they were
Yeah.
rolling. Okay.
Okay. One rolled natural 20, so a 25, and the other one rolled a 23.
22, so they both make it. Jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
And because they both have evasion, they actually take no damage as they easily leap out of the way of your starbolt's explosion.
Okay, yeah, I'm splashing them with these things, and as soon as they start doing, somersaults and cartwheels to get out of the way, I just sort of stare down, disappointed.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you like as a bonus action you would like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Do you want to get closer to them or just stay up in the air or something?
No, I'm staying up in the air. There's no reason for me to come down.
Okay. All right. And now it is Beast Boy's turn.
14 to hit.
That will not hit as you try to bite at him and he
it.
decides.
Sabretooth does not have multi-attack, so I think that's all I can do.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do anything as a bonus action?
Are any of my allies next to me right now, or am I just...
Not immediately.
Okay.
I'd say Cyborg is probably like he's nearby, but he's not like if you turn into an animal, you're not going to crush anyone.
Gotcha. How many other rival enemies are in the room that I can see?
So there are 5 total. 1 is restrained currently by Cyborg. 1 is attacking or is fighting Robin. And 2 just jumped away out of the way of a starbolt. They're all still in the same positions. They haven't run anywhere. Okay. So they're all together within like a 20-foot radius at least.
Okay. I'm gonna change into a giant hyena with my bonus action.
Okay.
Yes,
Beast Boy turns.
I haven't turned into this yet.
Okay, we have one of them. Okay. This one looks up at the portal and is going to... He pulls out this device from his belt. It's like a little handheld... I mean, it kind of looks like an alien gun from Halo or something, or at least in the way it's held. And he fires these beams of yellow energy up at Raven, who is within the portal. So he's shooting at you. So yeah, it's these beams of yellow energy as he fires them at you, and he'll make 3 attacks. You can either make 3 unarmed attacks or 3 attacks this way. Now, do remember, you do have access to the shield spell now, because I gave that to you. They rolled, or his attacks rolled a 24, a 17, and a 10. The 10 will obviously not hit. The 17 might be able to be blocked by your shield spell. So whatever your armor class is, increase that by 5.
Yeah.
If you want to use it.
I'm gonna do that. So only the 24 hits.
Your armor class normally is like 16, I think, or something.
It's actually 14 with mage armor.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so the 17 wouldn't hit, but the 24 still would. 13 points of radiant damage as you're hit by the you're kind of grazed by the laser. Next is Cyborg. It's your turn.
All right.
You got this dude in cable. I saw that you posted the tensile strength of the aircraft cable. Thanks. That's good. We'll try to determine a saving DC later on based off of that.
The bigger question of all that is how you can quickly tie it and what size is appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way to actually do it mid combat would be use a clamping system, so where you just
Mm.
loop it and then just attach a clamp to it. But
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, so yeah, I kind of imagined that basically kind of what you would have done was like a lasso,
mhm.
and then that would have
Oh, yeah, that would work.
restrained his arms.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would work.
and like a lasso, and then maybe you clip a clamp on it, and
Yeah,
so he'll
and that
actually have
keeps
to.
it tight. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's probably exactly what he does.
Yeah, yeah,
And it can get up to a certain thickness while still being maneuverable. Anyway,
yeah, yeah,
we can work that out.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I think I'm going to pop to somebody else, maybe the one who is attacking Raven, and just try
Okay,
and grapple that dude.
all right. He's that one is uh nearby enough, I would think, to where you could just like use your movement to get over to him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I just run over to him and I grab that sucker.
All right.
Uh, that is a 33 on the athletics check,
Athletics check.
or
Ooh.
the grapple check, which is athletics.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right. Oh, so you're gonna try to grapple another one then?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That is a question. Can I do that while did tying this guy up count as he's just tied and I can leave him there, or do I need to keep a hold of him?
Hmm. Um.
Yes, that's the question.
I think you got to keep a hold of him
Okay.
because while his arms might be still be held for a little bit, he could still run around. You're only
Okay.
keeping him in place by like pulling against him when he tries to pull away.
Right. Okay. So mostly
Yeah.
I'm just keeping him held.
All right.
Um.
Yeah, and you could attack him while doing that if you wanted to, like try to punch him while holding it with the other hand, or whatever.
Okay. Is he? Was I able to pin his arms down, or is he still able to attack? That is, say, does this count as a grapple or a restraining situation?
Hmm. I will say that um, it you would have done it so that it would have gone it would have gotten his arms down as well at this
Okay.
point. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm not quite as worried about him, so I'm probably just gonna keep a hold of him, and start shooting at other things.
Okay.
I am going to shoot. I'm going to yeah, I'm just going to use my radiant weapon. A burst of light just shines out of my arm cannon as I charge attack. So there is a 30-foot radius of bright light and then a dim light for an additional 30 feet. So I'm
All
just
right.
lighting up the room. Okay, this is the weapon does it's a little different than I was thinking of it, but regardless, I'm still going to use it to shoot twice. Bam, bam. So I'm gonna shoot the one that's attacking Raven. Feel like I should have this. Okay, that's my lightning launcher. The first attack is is a 13. The second one is a 16.
Okay. Neither of them hit. As you
Okay.
fire them, these guys are very dexterous. They leap out of the way like ninjas.
Okay. Sounds good.
And the other two are at the bottom of the round. So, one of them, in replication of one of the things that happens in the episode, one of them jumps into the air and then swings his arm with the laser to create kind of this beam up at this structure above. It's one of the energy uh, processing units. It's this big object, and he slices off the bottom of it, and this big cylindrical object falls down, and it's falling down above where you are currently flying, Starfire. So I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, dexterity save is 24.
Okay, so without much issue, you weave out of the way of that. It crashes into the ground with a kind of a bit of an explosion, and he flips down and lands back on the ground. And basically, that was kind of some of his movement. These guys got good jumps; they can jump pretty high, as it seems. So even being, in the air in a room like this wouldn't keep you fully safe. He then lands back on the ground and then kind of runs alongside the room. So he's not in the main huddle anymore. He actually runs a surprising distance. Even with the effect that from Raven's spell, it seems that he's able to devote a little bit more to movement than most people. So then the last one at the bottom of the round. So this one, engaged with Robin, is going to use cunning action to disengage from you because you hurt it a good bit. So basically, as you're like throwing punches at him, he then slips past you, past your guard, and runs past you, and he grabs the chip out of the thing, and he then runs to the side of the room. And so he is out of that main sphere of combat that's happening, and that is his turn currently. He is clearly trying to make a break for the door, but he didn't have that much movement, so he just got out of the immediate fray to begin with. And now it is the top of the round. It is the turn of the one that is restrained by Cyborg. He's going to try to get out of that. I think I'm going to do this like a contested grapple check, probably. He's going to do acrobatics because he's better at that, to basically try to contort his way out of the loop. And it will be contested by your athletics or acrobatics check.
Gosh,
Cyborg.
that's a hard choice between that athletics. Let's go. 34.
Holy shit. Wow.
You get it, you're strong.
Yeah, you have a lot of athletics. Basically, everyone's like a little overpowered in one way or the other, but maybe sometimes in ways that makes them feel like not as special as other people. But and that way that exists for Cyborg is he's just really fucking good at football. Yeah, he rolled a 13, so you still have him hogtied, or not hogtied, but you still have him tied here. You'll probably have him hogtied soon, is the point. Robin, it is your turn. The guy you were just fighting grabbed the chip, or disengaged from you, grabbed the chip, and started running away.
How far did he get from me?
Let's
Wait, did my mage hand not do anything?
Oh. Your mage hand would have given Robin advantage against him. It was the help action, essentially. So on his next attack, but now he's moved out of that sphere.
Okay, just check.
Yeah. Well, okay. So his speed was reduced by 10 feet by Raven's spell, but he had originally a 40-foot movement speed. He used his movement of 30 feet to get to the chip and start running away. He had to use his action to grab the chip, I would say. He could have either probably used a bonus action or an action for a simple item interaction, but he had already used his bonus action to disengage, so he had to use his action to grab the chip. So he is 30 feet away from you, Robin.
Oh, that's not far enough.
Yeah, no.
Robin's gonna run right up on him and just go straight into another barrage of punches.
Okay.
Now he gets to the chip and looks up, and Robin's already in front of him.
Yeah, he basically starts running, and Robin is just on his ass.
Okay, the first two strikes are a 25 and a 22.
Those will both hit.
For a total of 21 points of damage.
Okay, so 7 and then 14. All right, yes. With those two, you will defeat him. How are you striking him? How do you intend to hit him, I guess?
I just
like
kind of
lethal or not?
Non-lethal. I'm just going to try and knock him out. Like, listen, stunning strike won't work. I'm going to knock him out.
Okay. Cool.
So as he's running, I just go into a sprint after him and do kind of a spinning kick straight into the back of his head. And as he spins around, just bring my other foot around and just clock him in the face.
Very good. And so basically he tumbles, the chip goes flying out of his hand up into the air. And he turns around. I feel like Krista and Paul and maybe Johnny are starting to get flashbacks to a Pokemon game I ran with the Pokeball flying all over the place for like an hour. I'll try to be more conservative.
That moan noise, chase after it. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
I'll try to be more conservative with that, but there is a little bit of that in this episode. So it goes flying out of the air. He he's like twirls around and then like falls on his face and skids like on his face, like with his butt up in the air, and that's the position he like finally takes. And he's like he's twitching very weirdly. You don't know what that's about. You really hope it's not brain damage. But he is twitching strangely, but he is not moving in any meaningful way. And it looks like he's down for the count.
Is the chip flying through the air currently?
It is currently flying through the air, and that is where it will be at the end of this round. You can, I guess you still have a few attacks you could make.
I have 15 feet of movement and a bonus action attack.
Okay.
Are you gonna attack the chip?
I'd rather. Could I use my bonus attack to just kind of lunge and like catch the chip?
I would say
it's an attack, not an action.
Yeah. So a bonus action allows what is described as a simple item interaction. I don't think this is a simple item interaction. I think you'd want your action for like a dex check to try to catch the chip. But you can start running after the direction that it moves. It's flying through the air, hurtling over people's heads at the moment, and
in that case, yes,
pursue it.
Yeah, I want to try and be underneath it, like catching the football in the other episode.
Yeah. All right, very good. You know that callback to catching things. Now it is another one's turn. It's the one who was attacking Beast Boy. He sees the chip, because that is the primary focus for them. He sees the chip flying through the air, and he's going to disengage from you, Beast Boy, and he's going to run and jump into the air to try to grab it. I'm going to give him a dexterity check to try to grab the chip out of the air. Now, they're pretty good at dex, but they could fumble this. That is a 15, though. I would say that is adequate. So he leaps into the air and grabs it, and then starts running towards the exit. Now, he was also included in that Spirit Shroud effect, so is not quite as fast as he usually would be, but that actually makes him as fast as most people would normally be. So he starts running towards the exit, and he's not at the exit yet, but he's booking in that direction. He basically leapt over everyone's heads when he jumped to grab the chip, and he's booking back in.
Okay, I'm gonna try to snatch the chip from him and move it up into the air if I can.
Okay, I think it's a contested check.
26.
Okay. He rolled a 24, so it slips through his fingers as you pull it away from him. You can move it up to 30 feet.
It's just going to go 30 feet into the air, so up above.
Okay.
Away from any kind of, like, terrace or wall that can be climbed.
Okay,
so
yeah. So just into as much into open air as you can get it. All right.
Yep. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. I think you can only do bonus, so you can do action spell and bonus action cantrip, and you can do action, a bonus action.
Yeah, if you do one spell, you can only do a bonus action, or you can only do a
Yeah.
cantrip as either an action or
Yes.
bonus
Wait,
action.
okay, so because
If you use your
But
action to do
my
a
action was a
spell,
cantrip.
Oh, I guess for you it is.
Yeah, so my
yeah.
bonus
Cantrip.
action is a spell.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's also my last spell. I only have 2
That
spell
works.
slots, so it's not like I
Okay.
can do anything after this.
Fair enough. The warlock limitations come in to say, look, even if I'm cheating, I deserve it. Which no, I don't think
Right.
you're cheating.
So
But
it's
yeah,
just-
no,
I'm
go
like,
ahead.
Yeah, this is my last means of offense at this point. I have a spiritual. I'm gonna create a floating spectral weapon, so it's just like gonna be like a dark, shadowy katana or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
When I cast the spell, I can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet. How close is the one that's attacking me and Cyborg?
Well, you can cast spiritual weapon anywhere within the range of its
Oh,
range.
right. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna attack the one that shot lasers at me, or the energy pulses. Okay. Question. Because I don't know. I'm bad at D&D. How does it work? Like when I cast a spell, how do I know what level spell I'm casting?
Well, warlocks always cast, because they're warlocks, they have a wonky thing where they always cast at the highest level that they can, determined by their character thing. So at level 8, you always cast spells as if they were cast at 4th level.
Okay. Normally it would be a 1d8, but because I'd be casting it at 4th level, it's a 2d8 in damage, force damage.
Yes.
And then I also get the added damage from Spirit Shroud. So that is hold on, now this is another one where it's at higher levels again. So it's another 2d8. So it's 4d8 total. Plus,
nice.
Do I add anything to it? Hold on. I don't think so. So the first 2d8 is force damage, and the second 2d8 is necrotic damage. I don't think that changes anything, though, right?
Not for this enemy, no. But that is good to note, and this is a very viable combo we've discovered here. Very good.
There's a lot of these actually. I just haven't really used them because again, I only have 2 spell slots, so I have to line them up.
This is like a Dark Souls katana weapon like happening right now.
Yeah. I have to pick between this and Cause Fear. So if Cause Fear happens, I don't end up doing this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Damage is 25.
Very good. Okay. So you slash into his back. He gets the well, this guy's the guy down below. You slash into him, and with this weapon, it's force damage and necrotic damage. So it's one of those situations where it's like I think it's like blood, it's kind of like pushes against him. It's not like one of those things where you cut into him like with an actual sword, but almost like it cuts deeper than flesh in a way. And he doesn't look good at all, but he is still standing. Very good.
Cool.
Okay. All right, that is Raven's turn. It is that one who lost the chip before his turn, the one that originally ran away from Beast Boy. He sees the chip up in the air. These guys do have big jumps. So 30 feet, I think, is not the biggest problem, as he runs off the wall and then leaps into the air kind of with a dive. Now, the dive is taking him in the opposite direction that he ultimately wants to go, but he's trying to get the chip. So he will try to grab the chip with a dex check from where it is in the air.
30 feet into the air.
They do it in the episode. They jump up high enough to engage Starfire in the air.
I know they're robots, but come on.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I didn't know.
We haven't found that yet.
Yeah, so yeah, let's do his dex check. He rolls a 22 to grab it. I think that would be successful. So basically he grabs it. The shroud of uh dark energy surrounding it briefly dissipates. But he lands back in the middle of that fray with everyone. And with no movement left. So this is definitely inhibiting them.
All right, so where's the chip right now?
The chip just got this dude leaped through the air, kind of like in like almost like a Superman pose with an arm outstretched to grab the chip, and then he rolled and landed and rolled back onto the ground. He's now back kind of near a little bit past the group of people fighting, and he's just standing up he's like standing up now.
Oh, I'm gonna barrel down and slam him with both my feet in a kind of Mario head jump sort of.
Okay, that will hit, and that will hit.
Oh wait, I don't get 2 attacks, do I? I'm a sorcerer.
No, you do. You do because you're special, super special, awesome.
Oh, okay, I forgot. All right, I forgot how special I was.
Don't ever forget that.
Okay,
so, don't ever forget that, babe.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's a 25 and a 29 for our listeners at home, or wherever you're listening. You know, I don't care. I don't judge.
No, it's only for it's only for the listeners at home. If you're driving, fuck you. I'm just kidding. I love you.
I don't. It's a D8.
Yeah, plus strength.
It's been so long since we've recorded.
If you're listening from work like I usually do, what a badass.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the first hit is a 16, and the second one is a 19, and I'm going for non-lethal.
Okay.
I'm gonna bash in his face, non-lethal.
Basically, yeah. Can't wait to kill Red X.
Okay.
We have permission to murder him.
You barrel into him. You don't do quite as much as you thought you would, as he seems somehow denser than a human person should be. But you do like kind of come down at him with like this strafing run and just barrel into him. He stumbles forward like a half step.
Okay, sorry. For all you listeners at home, that partial damage that I did means that it is resistant to bludgeoning and slashing.
Yeah. Beast Boy, it's your turn.
Wait. So is the guy okay?
The guy is still standing. Yes.
Okay. I did like 40. Okay.
Yeah.
How much damage?
Wait. How much damage did you do? You did.
Okay. So it would have been. Okay, it would have been like 34.
Yes.
35.
And
damage.
each one of those instances were halved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Okay.
Because
because
he's
the
resistant.
mental image to me is very funny of me having super strength and dive bombing him from the sky and landing on him with both feet, and like him apparently not even reacting, just being like. Oh.
Well, he definitely reacts. It's still almost halved him.
He's resistant to force damage.
Are you still on top of him, or did you just like bop him?
I think I'm still there because I expected him to like drop.
He's resistant to force damage?
No, bludgeoning, piercing, or at least bludgeoning is what you guys know.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
we're counting that as bludgeoning enough.
Yeah, the other guys were not getting anyone else who's been damaged has not been getting half damage because monks are super special awesome and because spells.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure, like, cause I'll be honest, I don't know the difference between bludgeoning damage and force damage.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's true. D&D is dumb. But anyway, Beast Boy, it's your turn.
Well, I'm still a giant hyena, so I'm gonna bite him.
Okay, you're gonna bite him as a giant hyena. Very good.
Yes, I'm gonna bite. Okay, that is a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That will hit him.
I did 10 bite pierce damage.
Okay. All right. And then what is your weird what is that do you have that druid ability about resistances yet, or what?
Yes. I don't know if that applies here or not, but it says my wild shape attacks ignore resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. So if it's resistant to magical damage, or wait, no. If it's resistant to non-magical attacks and damage, it is not resistant or immune anymore.
Yes.
So I don't know if the resistancy comes from the fact if it's magical or
There's a lot of weird like interactions that we usually are never touched on in a game, but have been so far because um for instance, Starfire's the thing that I was like Starfire's resistance comes from her being naturally resistant. And so um Robin's ability to overcome resistance, aka the as it's normally known, or as it's known in the community, the ability for monks to punch ghosts, isn't relevant
yeah.
because Starfire's resistance is just a flat out resistance to all any kind, like a barbarian's rage ability.
Okay.
But so then for attacking, we have I think yours works the same way that that that
It's basically making my attacks magical weapon attacks.
mhm,
Like, because if you are, I think that this is how I interpret it. If you are like a fighter with a sword and you're using just a normal
mhm,
sword and someone has resistance or to non magical attacks or
mhm.
damage, you.
Then it wouldn't do as much, but if you have
But if they have like a +1 sword and it's a magical
yes.
sword, then it doesn't do
Yes,
that.
I think that's what
Um,
I'll it yeah.
So it's basically making my attacks magical
Yes.
in a sense.
Yes.
But if I'm guessing if it's still resistant to like piercing
Well,
or
no,
bludgeoning
it's
damage, would it
the
still be resistant
specification
or
in
not?
this case is resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks.
From non-magical. Okay,
Yeah.
so then it would not be resistant
Yes.
then. Awesome.
Basically,
All
yeah,
right, so then
you and Robin have hacks, and Starfire doesn't have hacks. She just has a lot of innate
see this is
strength.
piercing damage, and it would be magical. So it if it had resistance to non-magical piercing damage, it would be full damage.
Okay, yes, correct.
Okay, so 10 piercing.
Okay, 10 piercing. You bite into him, and now it's very obvious as you guys as he's bit into. No blood splurts out or anything like that. It just punctures, and the feeling on your teeth is very obvious, and there's a bit of sparks that fly out.
Ew.
He's not dead yet.
Oh, he's not dead
No.
yet. Jeez.
The one that attacked Raven, this one is pretty hurt. He sees this with his friend. Um, his friend basically has, or his ally has the chip in his hand, and like, and he's been bitten by a hyena. Um, yeah, he runs forward to where his friend's position is, and he throws a smoke bomb down on the ground. The smoke pellet expels smoke in a 20-foot radius, uh, and that area is now um, heavily obscured. So basically, line of sight can't penetrate it. And this basically means that everyone within that area or looking into it from the outside, um, it's heavily obscured. You have no vision on who you are. Now, you just bit the guy and then pulled back because it's not like a clamp down grapple bite. It's just a bite. And he was right in front of you, but you still can't see him. You still assume he's still in
If
front of
he
you.
moves away from me, I could probably make an attack
Yes.
at disadvantage.
Yeah, assuming he doesn't disengage, which they're good at doing. But
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's why they're doing this. But So the other guy ran forward and covered him and his ally with the smoke. That is also Beast Boy's within that, and Starfire is within that directly. So, yes, and that. Let me see. That's an action for him. Yes, that is an action for him. So that's his turn to protect him and his ally within the smoke.
Okay, but there's a guy who's holding the chip.
Yes, but he is now. You can't see him. There's smoke.
Oh, that's not good. That's
Yep.
not good at all. I can't see him.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably not something that fairy fire would help either. About how far away was he the last time I saw him?
Yeah, he would have been within the range of the fairy fire. I'll say.
Okay, yeah, but even so, would that would I think that would light him up inside the smoke, or would it just still be covered
Well,
up?
fairy fire. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails the dex save. Any attack roll against it has advantage. I would say that, so there are different ways for someone to be fully obscured. They could be behind a wall, for instance. And in
Mhm.
that case, it probably wouldn't help you much if they were glowing. But he is within a fog cloud, so if he glowed with light, I think that would be you'd be able to see that a little bit. Yeah.
All right, hey, worth a shot. Let's shoot it. Bam! I shoot a fairy fire in his general direction.
Okay. So, also, the interesting thing about fairy fire is it says each object in a 20-foot cube, and then it says any creature when the spell's cast has to make dex save, and then for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. So
Yes,
it can also affect the chip individually.
yes, good.
Yeah. So and the chip can't make a saving throw, so the chip will just continue to glow. And unless they're holding it like in a closed fist while they're running, yeah. Okay. So
I'm down for this.
all right, so they have to make dex saves. Let's give them
Mhm.
their dex saves. Any creature in the area. So that will also include Beast Boy and uh Starfire.
All
You
right.
can't choose not to target them.
No,
So
okay.
they both fail. So as you guys are looking at the smoke, there's what color do you choose?
For me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with yellow. Right, yellow.
The spell says blue, green, or violet.
Oh, sorry. Gosh.
I'm the
Yeah,
no fun DM.
sorry. The smoke is and the smoke is colorless.
Well, it doesn't affect the.
Okay,
I'm not going to get into whether it
let's
affects the
not get
smoke.
into that.
Well,
I'm
the
just gonna
smoke is
highlight them.
gray.
I'm just gonna highlight them as violet.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So they are both affected. Starfire and Beast Boy, go ahead and roll as well.
No, that's a 14 for Star.
All right. And what do
That's
they
not
need?
good enough.
Ooh, a nat 20.
Ooh, that's good enough.
Yeah. I also think
As a hyena.
as a hyena. Okay. Very good. Well, the hyena somehow, despite being the bigger guy, leaps up as the light kind of envelopes everything and isn't affected. He's still fully obscured. And then, well, he stays in this area. But Starfire begins to blow with, or to blow. Oh no, to glow. Begins to glow with a violet light. And so are not benefiting from, but they're not benefiting, and Starfire is not benefiting from the obscuring effect right now. Okay.
So it literally has no effect. I just am glowing.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
Can I see?
Wait, so is he glowing? The enemy?
The enemy
Yeah.
is glowing. Yes.
Hey, can I see where they're trying to run to? Like, if they have an escape route?
Well, there's only one exit currently. Well, there's a hole up in the ceiling from which they came from, and it's like a big blown out hole in the wall. But
Aside
they
from that,
seem, yeah, aside from that, which could be an option, there's the main exit. And that's what they've been going for so far.
all right, I am going to do my best to just grab my little buddy that I have and interpose myself in front of that door. I doubt I'll
Okay.
get there yet, but I'm going that
Yeah.
way.
All right. So you're going to try to pull him as you move?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So then he yeah, so you can move at half move while doing that.
Right.
All right. So you move like 15 feet, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's
Um,
right.
yes. So we've got after that, Cyborg's turn, the last one. This one sees that, and he is going to run into the cloud. He was not within the first sphere. He's going to run into the cloud of smoke, and you see the objects outlined in light start to shuffle around a bit, and then he shoots out of the smoke, and then he's going to use his bonus action to dash for his cutting action. And so he basically, with that, he runs into the smoky area. You can try to, I would say, Starfire and Beast Boy, you can try to make an attack roll or an attack of opportunity against him with disadvantage because he is obscured in the smoky area. Yeah.
Okay, my low roll was an 11.
Okay, Starfire will hit him. Yeah.
So which guy is this?
This is the guy who jumped up and tried to drop the thing on your head. He's one of
Right.
the few that haven't been damaged yet.
Okay. Yeah. I got an 18, so I think I'm just so as he runs by, I think I'm just taking a big swing at him.
Okay, so you do hit him for 18 damage. All right, you do feel the hit strike, but he continues to run. So he actually does get past where you're trying to move to, Cyborg. So he is a little bit behind you at the exit. He has not run through the exit yet, so there's still a chance to stop him. That is the end of that guy's turn. It's the top of the round. It's the guy who is restrained with you. The guy who is restrained with you, Cyborg, grabs something from his belt and chucks a smoke pellet down onto the ground as he sees his ally behind you trying to get to the exit. And at this point, that smoke pellet will envelop that area in front of the exit and the two of you.
Okay. Fun. Now we're all obscured.
Yep. And next, Robin, it is your turn.
So where technically am I at this point? I was running, I thought, that direction to catch the thing.
Yeah, you were running that direction to catch the thing. Well, a lot happened.
It's so much happened.
So much happened. But yeah, you were running to try to catch the thing, and then it flew all over the place because people flew all over the place. And then, so you were running in that direction, but you have plenty of movement. Basically, you saw that ultimately the guy with the chip ended up, like very quickly, kind of even like running off the wall for a second, like very ninja style. He was like right before the exit, past where Cyborg was dragging the other one to try to cover, and then that one seemed from Cyborg's position a big cloud of smoke exited. You still know that he was right in front of the exit though, so you could run in there blind and try to attack.
I'm gonna run in there blind, but I'm going to try get through the exit and try and run past him.
Okay. So basically, as you try to run past him, you get to a point where you know you have to brush past him quickly, and you feel him next to you. He will take an attack of opportunity, just because why not? It's a free attack. So he'll try to attack you with disadvantage because everything's heavily obscured. That is going to be a 10, so he misses. You feel him swipe at you, but you manage to get ahead of him and in front of him. So you have 45 movement. You do get in there with no issue.
Am I outside of the smoke cloud at this point?
You can be if you want to. You could even be in the next room if you want to.
Okay, I want to be in the next room. And I'm going to prepare my action with a bolo to try and snag this guy as he comes out of the smoke cloud.
All right, so basically you flip around the corner and you're ready to chuck the bola as soon as he bursts through the smoke. All right.
Who has the chip?
Yeah.
The one that ran out the door, or is about to run out.
Am I?
Yeah.
And then there's a guy running behind him.
Now you do not have line of sight of him because there's a big smoke cloud in front of him. Now there's 2 smoke clouds.
How does that work with spiritual weapon?
If you can't target someone, you can move the spiritual weapon. You can move the spiritual weapon to a location where you think someone is and try to attack. And if the creature is even there, you'll get an attack with disadvantage.
Okay. And what was glowing again with fairy light?
The one that ran to the door. So one creature is glowing with fairy light, so you could actually attack that guy.
And that's the one with the chip, right?
No. There's one ahead of him with the chip.
I see.
A guy ran into the cloud to get the chip who wasn't glowing because he saw his friends were glowing and that chip was not glowing.
I'm going to trust that Robin's got this, and I'm going to attack the one that is glowing that's near the door. Yeah, 25.
Okay, that will hit him. So go ahead and roll damage. Now he's not within 10 feet of you, so you don't get that thing from Spirit Shroud unless you want to fly out 10 feet over the smokiness.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to him so that I ensure the kill, or the knockout, if you will.
Despite this being long and annoying and convoluted, you are still technically doing better than them in the episode. You guys.
I rolled 20 damage.
All right, that guy. How do you end that dude?
Well, I slash him a little bit, and then my clones, crowd him until he just... And then they crowd him, and then when they flitter away, he's just on the ground unconscious.
Nice. I was going to say, oh crap, her clones come in and just start teaming. Like in Fortnite. They start doing a Fortnite dance.
I imagine it looks really creepy, because they just crowd around him, and then as they go away, he's just on the ground twitching.
Basically, you slash him, and as he starts to fall to the ground, they swarm around him. You briefly can't see his glowing outline, and then they move away out of the cloud, and you can see his outline twitching a little bit from the very
good.
All right.
Okay, so the guy at the door, or the guy with the... Where's the chip right now? Where's the chip?
The chip is almost through the door, but it's within a fog cloud.
Oh, did we make the fog cloud?
No. The guy that Cyborg was dragging dropped the smoke pellet to cover his friend's exit.
Okay. So he wouldn't be considered within sight, or...
No,
he would not.
He's in smoke cloud.
One moment.
Yeah, he's heavily
So I would have
obscured.
disadvantage if I chose to regular.
Yes. Yeah, if you move to a space where you know where he was before the smoke cloud showed up, but yeah.
Okay, approximately what range? Like foot-wise, how far away is he?
I would say 40. He dashed, so I'd say at least 40 feet. Honestly, he's probably through the door a little bit.
So here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to fly out the door and past him
Okay.
and wait out there, like 30 feet from the exit.
Okay. You can do if you fly straight from your position, there's risk of barreling into Cyborg, but if you go around and then in, you have plenty of movement to do that.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Can I ready an action to attack him when I see him?
Yes. The answer is yes.
So that is what I would like to do. I would like to be 30 feet away from the exit on the other side and be ready to attack when he comes out of that fog cloud.
Okay. So you will move past him because of the size of the corridor. So he will get an attack of opportunity against you at disadvantage because everything's obscured. Well, actually, you're not obscured because you have Fairy Fire, so he's a regular attack.
True.
No, but that's 12 to hit, so he won't hit you.
He does not hit me now.
Yeah, you feel him swipe at your ankles, but you're too fast as you move through. Now, I guess... Here's the funny thing. Robin is waiting at the other end with Ebola for when something comes out.
I specifically said him.
Yes, but it's a big blur of movement. Well, actually, no. You'd see a pink light.
21.
Yeah, that's fair. If not for the pink light, I might make you make an active roll. But because there's a pink light moving, you're like, oh, that's Starfire or someone else.
Hijinks, but I am glowing.
Yeah, no, you are glowing. So you burst out and you see Robin there. You see Robin there. Well, actually, Beast Boy is. Beast Boy isn't glowing. Yeah. So that would have been funny. But anyway, yeah. So now both of you are outside in the next room. It's a room with 5 other entrances leading in different directions. So could be bad if someone gets through here and creates more obscuring effects. You guys are there with your actions prepared for when someone comes through. So in your action you're holding is to attack him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, can I correct that? Can it be a spell instead?
Yes, you can hold spell.
I want my action to be to heat metal when I see him.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action turn into a giant scorpion, which has line sight of 60 feet.
Awesome. Cool.
So I should be able to see him if he's within 60 feet of me.
Okay. All right. And there's 2 guys by the door like that. So yeah,
cool.
another guy made it there. Well, no, that was the guy. That guy was the guy who Raven just finished off.
Oh,
the dude who was glowing, who got away from you because he
okay.
disengaged. So now, there's only the one, and then there's the guy held by Cyborg. Yeah.
Wait,
but
where's that guy?
That guy's just being held by Cyborgs. Well, now that you can see, you sense them through the vibrations struggling. They're about halfway in between you and the door at this point. But the other guy is like past the threshold of the door, basically.
Okay. So as a giant scorpion having... Is he like grappling him? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Cyborg has him restrained in the aircraft cable.
A giant scorpion has 3 attacks. So could I like run by and like strike the guy with my like tail?
Sure.
And then keep running to go to the other guy?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I will first attack the guy Cyborg is fighting with the sting attack.
And you have advantage against him because he's restrained.
Okay, so I'll roll twice. Okay. The better roll is 21 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
Magical piercing damage.
Yep.
And I'm gonna skitter into the fog, and I'm going to...
Is that it for the tail?
Oh, wait. Oh, geez.
Well,
no,
it does
it's not.
I think it is poison,
damage.
but he's immune to poison.
Okay.
so it won't matter. But
it does
just want to make sure.
4d10 poison damage. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't realize. But yeah, no, that doesn't.
So basically, you guys, Cyborg, as you're struggling to hold this guy, you don't want him to get away and make the situation even
Right.
harder for everyone else to deal with. You suddenly hear this little like chittering, like walking, like insectoid walking sound, but big. And then out of the obscuring, you see this giant green tail fucking jab this dude in the neck. And it's like, and he like jolts like in surprise and some pain as some sparks start coming out of the hole in his neck. And then the sound chitters on past you guys. It's a really fucking creepy, like stealth attack.
Ah, Bruno!
So does that mean we know they're robots?
I knew they were robots because I bit one of them. And
Oh,
it was
gotcha.
all sparky.
Got it.
So I was just like, oh, it's a robot. I'm just gonna stab it in the neck.
God. Yeah, and then you
and
keep
so
moving.
I'm going to keep moving. I have a speed of 40 feet. So.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
So do I get? I can see through the cloud. So
yeah.
Can I get up to him?
You can get up to him, and you have no penalties to hit him.
Sweet. Yes. So I'm gonna hit him with 2 claw attacks.
Watch Beast Boy just be the fucking MVP at the end. Like Starfire and Robin just waiting out there.
Okay. First one and second one. Oh geez.
Oh,
very bad roll.
Damn it! Those are bad rolls. That's sad.
All right. I don't hit him.
Well, the first one. Well, remember you have. Wait, no, you don't have advantage.
He's not glowing.
Yeah.
It's just a normal attack roll, I think.
Man, that's a bummer. You come up behind him and you try to attack at him, but he instinctually dodges out of the way and keeps running forward. Like, yeah, you're like nipping at his ankles.
Dope monk dodges.
Yeah. Now he's one of the ones in the cloud glowing.
There's another one in the cloud glowing?
Yeah, there were 2 in the cloud glowing, remember?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you moved away from him. Oh, I guess he would have gotten an attack of opportunity against you. But, I mean, who cares? You got animal forms there. I'll roll it, but like...
I just didn't know he was there.
Yeah. He rolls a 13, though. I don't know if that would hit the scorpion.
Not a scorpion, no.
Okay, so yeah, it bounced off your carapace, so you didn't even really care about him. He will run... I mean, he will use his bonus action to dash. He'll get through the door with his friend. And so basically in the tunnel...
do I get an attack of opportunity on him?
Yes.
I do. I will make a claw attack at 15.
Okay, that will not hit, unfortunately.
Nah.
You try to swipe at this guy, and he slips past you. And now both of them are running. So basically, in the hallway, you guys do see a glowing figure. You know, well, you guys have... I don't think you both saw the one get defeated yet, but you knew that 2 were glowing before. So it seems that one of them has entered the hallway. In the smoke cloud, you can see his outline kind of glowing with purple light. So yeah. But that will be his turn to move there. Cyborg, it is your turn.
Oh yeah. All right. So, do I don't know if the guy holding the chip has moved a whole lot, though he does have a big glowing chip.
Yeah, well, the chip is glowing, though I would say currently he'd be holding it within his closed fist for that reason.
Okay.
To try to conceal the glowing.
That makes
so
sense.
It's not visible aside from some occasional slippage.
I guess
but if he dropped it, it would glow.
I guess the question is, do I know if he has moved since the smoke went off?
You wouldn't think that he has moved.
No. Okay.
He hasn't had an opportunity. He moves at the bottom of the round, so he will move soon.
A couple of DM calls. General consensus is that you can use a second free hand to grapple a second creature. but it is
That is
still a
true.
DM's call. Can I try to do that?
I would say so.
Okay, let's do that. I want to go for that guy and grab him.
Okay. Well, actually, there's one bit of an issue. This
Okay.
is only so big. You can't see,
Right.
and there is in between you and him is Beast Boy.
Ah, there is a beast.
So yeah. So your next creature that is within 5 feet of you is going to be Beast Boy.
Okay.
So, but you don't know that quite yet. You knew Beast Boy moved in that
Well,
direction.
I do know,
So I would leave it up.
but I do know these
Yeah.
guys are not giant scorpions, though.
Yes, but the giant scorpion is heavily obscured, so you can't see him exactly.
That's fair. Oh
Okay.
no.
I guess it's your call if you want to continue with what you did,
Uh,
or if you want to do something else.
that because basically what you're saying is just reaching in the general direction that he is
Yeah.
might land me a scorpion instead of a humanoid.
Yeah, I would say it. I'm gonna rule that it will, because he interposed himself behind the guy. So
Ah,
yeah, I mean you could if you knew that he went in that direction, you could try to move around him.
okay. Well,
Around Beast Boy.
true. If that's an option, like to identify Beast Boy because he's a different body shape and go around him, that's ideal. But if not, I do have other things I can do.
Right. I'll just leave it up to you, I guess.
I mean,
Identify my body shape.
if I well, I mean, it's does it seem like it would work to try and go around him? I mean, I would enjoy doing that, but if that's
I would.
not
Okay, here's the question: how big is the scorpion?
It is large.
Large.
so it means it
Okay.
takes up more space.
Yes. There's even a question because the passageway is built for medium creatures.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he could just
Hmm.
okay. So
So
at being at 15-foot movement rate, that could very well cause a problem.
yes, and I think that the scorpion could, because scorpions and insects, they can kind of compact a fair bit.
Yeah.
I think you could move through the passageway, Beast Boy, but I do not really think that well, the ninja guy got past you, but they're tricky. I don't think Cyborg could. Well, you could move through you can move through an ally's space if they allow you to.
But
That's not an issue. But they have to allow you to. They would allow. He would allow you to, but
that's awfully confusing to work out in a smoke filled
Yeah.
area. Honestly, getting into the entrance is not a bad move because at the very least, it creates one more obstacle for the guys to escape.
Yes.
So I think moving into the entrance is a good idea, but I guess we'll have to nix the grabbing a second person one from for the moment.
Yeah.
I guess instead of that, I will shoot a couple times. Let's how about I shoot Glowy Guy a couple times? He's all glowy.
Okay. Yeah. His being obscured is canceled out by the glowing, so I would say I've been ruling it up to now, I think, as even. So you can make an attack roll against him.
I do like attack rolls. That is that's a natural 20 and a natural 19.
Yep. Yeah, and also he's glowing, so
Yeah,
that's still advantage, even though it's the smoke. Okay, so yeah, that's a natural 20. Go ahead and roll your crit.
12. Okay, 27. I'll take it.
All right, yeah, that'll hit. How do you kill him? I mean, it will be lethal.
I imagine at this point we've determined they're probably all robots. So
Yeah, you saw the one that
saw
you were
me
holding get
stab one
stabbed
in
in
the
the neck.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume I'm not killing a human here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
just blast a hole through his chest.
Okay, yeah. So basically from the hallway, you guys see after you saw this glowing one appear, a few seconds later, you guys from outside the hallway, you see that glowing figure that you saw suddenly get this flash of blue light, and it gets blasted apart into a bunch of little like chunks of like pink glowing light that scatters around the hallway in the fog cloud, or in the smoke cloud. So that's Cyborg's turn. Now it is the guy at the bottom of the round who will exit the hallway. As he runs forward and exits the hallway, your guys' held attacks may come forth.
Mine's a 20 for my bolo.
I am heating metal.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so
Very good.
let's see. He's within range of 60 feet. I can see him. You cause the object to glow red hot. Would I know? So I've seen one of these explode, right?
You saw one get bitten into and no blood come out of from Beast Boy.
Okay, so
And
I gather.
Sparks.
Too, yeah.
Okay, so it's not too much of a stretch to think that
Yeah.
I figured out these are machines.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically heat his chest.
Okay, so he'll immediately take. So this both happens at the same time. The bola wraps around him, and then he starts to glow red hot. He will immediately take 2d8 fire damage. So go ahead and roll that. And he's restrained by the bola.
Oh, I have a third level. Okay, so yeah, that'll just be an extra d8, one extra d8, 20 damage.
Fire damage. His whole body starts to glow red hot, and he starts making these like bad sounds for a robot to make, and keeps moving forward. Now the bola. Here's the thing with the bola. The bola, I think, has hit points, right? Like a net, I think I said. Is that in your description, Robin?
Potentially. Let me find it.
Yeah.
It says dealing 5 points of slashing damage to the bola. Freeze the creature without harming it. AC 10.
Okay. Weird. I'm not really convinced. Like, I understand the slashing being better. Like, you couldn't punch the string, right? And make it come off. But if a guy is on fire, I feel like any sort of net or string situation on him. Now, you could argue, I guess, that
aircraft cable.
you could probably argue that it's actually like a metal wire. So I'd say that
I always thought
fine.
I mean, this is Robin, son of Batman. I feel like maybe
it's not. Yeah, it's not string, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, so it's fine. It's fine. I thought that there was a potential for your guys' plans to not mesh well.
Yeah,
but they do.
And just
so
to note, because I don't want to melt the chip, I am doing my best to localize the heat to his like midsection area.
Okay.
I do get to pick a piece of armor.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do his chest armor, that I guess that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, so that's y'all's held action. It's still his turn. He moves forward. He sees you guys effectively blocking the his exit in the traditional sense. And so he stops when he's hurt by you, and he crouches down and like bending his knees, and then looks up, and then there's this as his shoes ignite in a rocket, and he flies upward. The facility has a tall ceiling. Now it is closed on the top, but he bursts upward into the sky, and he is then going to.
And also, was this the guy? Was this the guy that I boloed?
Yes, you bowled him. So he's.
The question I
But this
have
is.
then is that
Can
it
he
says
move?
it's restrained, which means
Oh,
speed becomes
restrained,
0 and it
okay.
can't benefit it from any bonus to its speed.
Oh. Okay. I didn't realize it was restrained.
I mean,
and I
now
now
flying
bowl is
shoes.
kind of weird too.
Yeah, like flying
Yeah.
shoes. I could see you making the argument that he can still use his flying shoes.
No. So he moves 60 feet up, and he has cunning action. So he is going to use his bonus action to dash. So he moves 120 feet up. He's almost at the top of the ceiling at this point. It's a tall thing that like encompasses multiple levels. And so he is at the top of the roof.
I'm going to turn to Starfire, hold out my hand, and say, "Get me up to him!" And I'm going to ready my
Hell yeah.
grappling hook to grapple straight into him as soon as I get in range.
Okay. Yeah.
Combo attack. Throw him at her.
All right. Awesome. Raven, it's your turn. You can move past your friends to get into the to move at this point. You have a 60-foot fly speed, so you'll be able to get into the room, and you will not see the guy immediately, but you will notice him up at the top of the ceiling.
Is there anything I can do?
I don't know. It depends on if you have something that has 120 foot range.
Oh gosh,
which I think Eldritch Blast does.
Does it?
Yes.
And I have that as a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. 30.
Wow, Raven's gonna come up here and just
Obliterate
like
it.
fucking hit and kill steal this thing from you
Sorry.
guys.
Just trying to get the job done, guys. You said I roll for the other one too.
Yes.
Okay. And a 26.
Well, this guy is the most damaged, so we'll see. So yeah, go ahead and roll damage for both of those. So they're each a D10.
I'm just gonna do 2d10. 7 damage.
You fire up at him. It hits him in the back and like the leg, and one of his shoe rockets starts to sputter for a moment. And he so all right.
Hold on, because I also have a bonus action.
Yes.
Sorry, 1 second. Oh, I should have done this first. How far up is he? You said 120 feet? Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind, I can't reach him. I was gonna use Misty Step, but it won't reach.
Well, can't you? Don't you fly? Don't you levitate automatically?
Yeah, but she already used her flight.
My movement speed. Yeah, I think that's all I can do because I am out of spell slots.
Okay. Alrighty. Starfire, it is your turn. Robin has reached his hand out to you.
Yeah, I just sort of I stifle a blush and I take his hand and I zoom up there and I zoom up there and I throw him at it.
Yeah.
Okay. I really hope I hit with this.
Robin. So you were holding. What were you holding?
My grappling hook. To try and
hook.
Swing it and catch it around him. Connect myself to him.
Can you? Oh, okay. So you're gonna try to hit him with your grappling hook. Okay. Yeah. Like he does in the episode. Yeah. Go ahead and make a ranged attack roll. Quickly
17.
Before ranged gets disadvantage. 17 will not hit his armor class.
I would argue that I'm using the help action.
Oh, yeah, that's a good argument. Go ahead and roll at advantage.
24!
24! Yay. Okay, you wrap around him, and you are now hanging from about 10 feet of cable from him, and he's struggling to keep airborne there a little bit. He has enough thrust to keep you lifted. If you did the help action, that was your action.
I don't get a bonus action.
Yes. You could have just thrown him at him, but then he wouldn't have had... Oh, you do get a bonus action. Yes.
For my bonus action, could I grab Robin and pull?
Oh, God. You could grab Robin. You are not yet pulling. It would be a simple item interaction to grab his ankle, but you would not be yet pulling.
Okay, I will. In that case, I will fly up and take his hand at this point, just to make sure he does not fall.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you guys are all connected, grappling a hook, and you're holding onto his hand. It's a 3-person chain.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, Beast Boy, you're in the hallway. You can move out of the hallway, and you will see Raven there. Yeah, you look up there. You do see them up there. You see them hanging from this weird situation. They're maybe hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, and the guy's up there.
We're all supported by this guy's rocket boots right now, right?
Yes. It was established that at least one person could be sustained in that way. I don't think it'd be much of a stretch to say 2 people, though once you start pulling, that'll probably be a problem.
I yell, "Steal the rocket boots! I want them!"
You haven't seen them yet.
Okay, I'm going to turn into... Would a giant eagle be able to fit in this?
Yes.
So I'll fly 80 feet up there. They're like 120 feet up there, though, right?
Yes.
So I'll fly...
You could dash if you wanted.
So he's like right at the ceiling?
Yes.
I can't get above him?
No.
Okay. I'll fly up 10 feet away from him so that he won't hit me.
Okay. Well, you'd be 20 feet below the situation. Because you got... no, you're going to dash. You're going to dash.
I fly 80 feet.
Okay, yeah. And then you dash.
And then I dash, so I fly another 80 feet,
Yeah.
or however it takes to get up
Yes.
next to him. But I want to be like 10 or 15 feet away so that he doesn't... I don't know, he might have range attack, but...
Yeah. Okay. It's Cyborg's turn. Cyborg, you're in the hallway with your guy you're still holding. You want to move 15 feet?
Yeah, I obviously I probably know which way the chip went, and I'm... Well, yeah, is that an obvious? I don't... how much of what...
Yeah.
Yeah, how much can I see of what's going on?
Well, you can't see anything of what's currently going on, but you know the chip went in that direction.
Well, that's... And is there anything in the opposite direction?
No.
Well, then
there's no one else left in the room.
Then I'm gonna go at 15 feet in the direction of the chip if nothing's in the other direction.
All right. You make it through the doorway, and you see in the room, no one's in the immediate floor of the room. Raven is there, probably floating a little bit above.
Okay.
And then you look up, and everyone is up, clustered up at the top of the ceiling. You really, frankly, can't see anything. So this is on the inside of a mountain.
Yeah.
Right? So, this is like a cylinder that is, narrowing to a point at the top. And everyone is in between you and that point. You don't know why they're up there. You assume the guy's up there somehow.
Can I see any of the guy?
No.
No, zero lines.
There's a large bird flying around with a huge wingspan up there, and you see Starfire and a little bit of Robin dangling 120 feet up.
Yeah. With zero line of sight and no flying capacity, there's probably nothing I can do.
Yeah, you just
I'm just gonna try and move forward a bit to kind of get a view on him. So
okay.
move forward another 15 feet or wherever that might be able to get me a good view of what's going on.
Okay. Well, you only had the 15 feet, and that would have gotten you into the room.
Well, that's what I mean to say is I use my action.
Oh, you dash. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you move solidly into the center of the room, and you're looking up at this, and you have the guy. It is now the dude at the top of everything's
Okay,
turn.
I'll shoot him next round, guys.
Yep. So, restrained, as condition says, does not cause any problems with it caused problems with attack rolls, but nothing that just costs an action to do. So in the awkward way that the Bola has his arms clamped, he but he does have some aerial movement here. He takes his laser gun thing and angles it in such a way it's very awkward, I know, but he kind of like positions himself and fires it in this circle. And this huge chunk of the ceiling gets a circle around it, just like you saw when these guys entered the room before. And then it kind of blows apart, and like huge chunks rain down from the ceiling, kind of like pelting most of you, but not superficially. It'll give you some of you some scrapes, but it's not damaging. And so he has used his action to use the function of his laser gun that allows him to basically cut through huge amounts of material. And now the sun is shining through this area, and he's going to use his movement to move through that. And so he comes out the top of the mountain in something that, if in an actual show in the universe, would be analyzed as some sort of weird phallic symbol secretly in a cartoon. But yeah, he comes through, and he has 60 feet of movement, so he'll get through it. Some of that is actually spent going through this weird tunnel, but he gets through it. Oh yeah, and he also has a bonus action, so he dashes. He solidly gets through it and pulls Robin and Starfire out of the top with him. Yeah, and he starts flying over the trees. You guys are in like this, yeah, like it's very like obviously like Pacific Northwest kind of forest and mountains and like a lake below. Yeah, and now it's the dude back with Cyborg who's restrained. He'll try to get out. I'll roll his dumb shit. He's doing his BS again.
Oh, look at that! He spontaneously died. He's gone.
Yeah. He rolled a 23 to try to get out. You can do a contested.
Just rolled a 21.
So he actually does slip out. And
they're not disadvantage. Oh wait, but my attack rolls have advantage.
Are you attacking him?
Yeah. Okay, yes, I see your argument that an athletics check but this is to maintain a grapple.
Right.
This is not the attack roll to initiate a grapple or a restraint.
That's fair.
So it's not an attack roll, it's a contested strength, athletics versus acrobatics or
He's
athletics.
trying so hard.
Have a point there.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought you'd get me there, but you didn't.
Yeah.
He rolls.
Yep.
Yeah, he rolls his
straight opposed check. Good point.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He basically he escapes and he disengages because as a bonus action because he's a fucking rogue.
Yeah.
And he runs down one of the hallways with 40 feet of movement. So yeah. You had one job.
You just wait. I'll make
I don't know. He
life
might.
hell.
He very well might, dude.
How far did he run?
He ran 40 feet, and about 10 of those feet were like into a hallway, and then he ran 40 feet further down that hallway.
Didn't he have to use one of his actions to try and escape?
He did. His base movement is 40 feet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he ran 40 feet beyond that.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I can.
He escaped. He escaped. He used his bonus action to disengage, and he ran 40 feet.
Okay, got it.
Does Cyborg get an attack of opportunity though?
No, because
he action to disengage.
Yes.
Yeah, he disengaged.
Oh,
it's a rogue thing. It fucking
I don't
sucks.
know rogue stuff, so yeah.
Yeah. Rogues play their own game.
Dang, rogues can just disengage and not get it like opportunity attack. That's like OP.
Yeah, it takes a bonus action, but yeah.
Yeah, it takes a bonus action for them. For everyone else, that kind of thing would take an action. So anyone, if they're not doing anything else, can say, fuck you, pocket sand, run away. But rogues can do it extra well.
Interesting.
Yes. And that's why these guys have been moving so quickly to avoid you guys, is they've been using cutting action. Yeah, so anyway, that is his turn. Robin, it's your turn. You're being dragged by this fucking robot man through the sky.
And is this even the guy that has the chip, or did the guy with the chip go down a while ago?
This is the guy who was last seen with the chip. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't like that phrasing. Fuck.
Well, this has to go down one way or another. I'm going to... Wait. Crap. How's this work?
What do you mean? Like, what were you... Did you not have a plan?
Listen, I had a plan, but you're holding on to my other hand.
I mean, I can you can tug yourself free if that's what you want to do. I float here.
Yeah, but I don't when I take this guy out.
I mean, I can catch you. Can I catch him? Can I catch you?
You could probably catch him.
Robin is just looking so frustrated at this point. You see him at the last second pull his hand away from you, grab a disc as he's falling, and throw it right at the guy's back.
Well, you wouldn't be falling because you are holding on to the grappling hook that's connected.
Yeah, oh yeah, technically, yeah. So I'm moving forward. So I'm gonna pull away from Starfire, grab a freezing disc, and throw it at his back.
That's a dexterity check. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun dexterity check considering that I've watched Top Gun Maverick recently, and holy fucking shit, it was amazing.
Wasn't
it? Okay. Going into the movie, I would have considered this statement blasphemous, but it might be better than the first one.
Yeah. I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah. Okay. So
he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws because he's restrained.
Oh, you son of a bitch! you cheeky fucker. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a 13. Oh shit! I rolled one non-secretly, but that's fine. It's a 13.
And he needed a 15. So he's paralyzed in ice. Now here comes the fun part. Does that knock out his boot?
Yes, especially considering the angle with which you're hitting him.
So going back to what I said before,
it probably
falling.
Yeah. Falling, yeah. So now you are both falling. Man. So you guys are both
Can I catch him as a reaction?
No, they're falling right now. You can catch them on your turn.
That makes D&D and superheroing have some disagreements.
Yeah, I know. But dramatic narrative, like you catch him as he's plummeting to the ground, do not.
It would take like shorter than 6 seconds for him to splat though IRL.
Yeah,
Technically,
that's
it's
probably
happening. The
true.
round's happening at the same time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right,
it's
you're right,
6
you're right.
seconds consecutively. So
Yeah.
or not consecutively, at simultaneously.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, they begin to plummet down to the ground. He's falling. Yeah, and he's basically a rock at this point.
Yeah.
he's a chunk of ice and metal. So from there,
How far out are we?
you are over 120 feet. So probably 100 and yes. Now there's the side of the mountain a little ways away that you could slow your fall if you skidded against it.
Wait, how far did he fly? The guy.
Well, the roof was 120 feet. Then he exited the
Oh.
roof. That added some distance. He exited the roof. Yes, because
So
he
how
flew
far away
up.
from is he from me right now? Or wait, they're falling back down. So this is confusing.
Yeah, just wait till your turn to
Yeah.
figure
Never
that out.
mind.
You haven't even
Just
exited the
relative to
building
me
yet.
on my turn.
Yeah. You haven't even exited the building yet. So when you do so, you'll get the
Got it.
So yeah, you guys are careening down. You're probably, well, yeah, because he had his bonus action move, so he moved 120 again. So
You can
you
move
guys,
120 feet in a bonus action?
well, no, he has
his
60 from
action
his
is-
flight,
Yeah.
and then he has a bonus action to dash with.
Oh, okay, got it.
So yeah, those things got some sick afterburners. So I would say you guys are easily 200 feet in the air.
See, I'm a monk, but not that good of a monk yet.
Yeah, you're not that
I'm
much.
not
of a
that
monk.
much of a monk yet. So,
so
as Robert's
yeah,
falling, he's putting out his other hand towards Starfire.
Yeah. Right now it's Raven's turn, and so Raven, you can either you saw Cyborg get like kicked in the dick, and then the dude he had ran away.
How far down the hallway is he? Is he within 120 feet?
He is 40 feet away total. He's 30 feet down the hallway.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Good
And
choice.
thank you. And I'm also gonna chase that motherfucker as well. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking away.
So
Dude, no way.
yeah.
if he's only 30 feet away, I can
Well,
go.
he's 40 feet total.
Okay.
From the center of the room, which is where I'm assuming you were.
I don't know where I was, but okay, he's 40 feet away regardless. I can go up to 60 feet, so I can go past him and block him.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast
Yes.
Chill Touch. Sorry, 50 feet. Oh, I'm gonna go 50 feet past him so that I'm still within the 10 feet range, so that that other spell kicks too.
Yeah. Now these are kind of small corridors. They're kind of 5-foot corridors, so I don't know if you'd be able to move through his space like that, since he's an enemy.
Okay, so I could.
So you couldn't get past him,
up
but
with
you could get to him.
Okay, we'll say I caught up with him then.
Yeah, and also I think you could probably bonus action Misty Step past him if you wanted to, once you get close enough.
I might. We'll see. I'm gonna attack him first though. Okay, 22.
That'll hit.
And this does 2d8 damage, and then if I'm adding on the other spell, I think it's another 2d8 damage. 15 damage.
He's not looking good. That halved what he currently had. So he doesn't like that.
Am I able to grab him as a bonus action?
Not as a bonus action. To try to grapple someone, you would have to be in action.
Okay.
But you could teleport in front of him if you wanted to.
So if I teleport to the other side, because I'm trying to picture this room, could he still just run down another hallway?
It's a winding corridor, so currently no.
Okay, then I will do that. I wish we had like a picture of this building, because I'm having trouble picturing it.
Yeah. Also, I'm like literally making up the building now, since you're in a corridor they never went down. Or at least we never saw them go down. They do go down it, but you never see them. So Wow, the good job, guys, making this combat like 20 times more complicated than I had. I was like, if this happens, then this, and then you guys were like, no, fuck that. So,
Of course.
yeah,
It's our job.
yep, it is. Okay, yeah. So that's your turn. If you want to teleport in front of him,
Yeah.
you can do so.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna try to block his way, basically.
Let's see.
Is me?
Yes, it's Starfire. Starfire.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Yeah. So I see
Okay.
Robin's hand, pulled out of mine as he does this, crazy jumping off a cliff stunt, which is, like he's always doing. And I experience this moment of utter dread as I see him start to plummet, and I dive for his hand. Is there anything I have to roll, or can I get that? I mean, it's just motion movement for me, right?
Yeah, it's just movement.
If I can interject,
Now
I'm pretty sure you're required to say Robin right now.
Yeah.
Well, now I can't because you just told me to.
Good job, man. You mansplained it, and then it was ruined.
Oh, sorry.
No, the difference with this interpretation of Starfire is that more bad things have happened to her, so she has more moments of silent dread.
Yeah.
So yeah, I catch his hand and wrap my other arm around him, just holding him in place.
Okay. Now he is falling, and then he is flailing from a rope. I think I will at least require a dex check to grab his hand, and that is not that much of a penalty, in my opinion, considering the bonus.
All right. 14.
Yeah, that'll do it. You
Okay,
grab his
yeah.
hand.
Yep, I got him.
Okay.
I breathe a sigh of relief, and I start slowly
Now,
lowering us.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
His hand. You're holding on to a dude. Robin,
Yeah.
do you let go?
Oh yeah,
Of the
I
dude.
meant to say I let go of him as soon as he turned into ice.
Okay. Otherwise, your fucking arm would be out.
Oh, probably yeah.
Okay. Dislocated. Try forever dislocated. The guy plummets down. He bounces off the side of the mountain, and he hits the ground below. You guys kind of came out at an angle that was not part of the facility. Maybe the whole facility. Yeah, I'll say he splashes into the water with a huge splash, but before that, he hits the side of the mountain, breaking into pieces before doing so.
I was gonna say roll damage, and he uses a bonus action to dash away.
Yeah, dude. If he were high enough level of monk/rogue bullshit, he would be. He'd be like uncanny dodge.
He uses triple dodge with 3 sorcery points, and
Reduce the fall damage to like 0 and
Yo, that's a good idea to have a weird ability, like a fusion ability, where you could like feed magic into it to like increase. Yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna theory craft right now. He dead.
Sure hope the chip's okay. No, I'm just like, I hope the chip is intact.
Crap, the chip.
Yeah, the chip fell into water.
From 200 feet in the air.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. I have eagle perception.
Mhm.
The chip was glowing.
Yes, that is
If I
true.
remember right.
Yes.
Can I use my eagle's perception to try and wait? Okay, so wait. I was at the ceiling.
Yeah, and you
Where
fly
did they
through.
fall?
You
Yeah, I
fly
fly
through, and you
through.
see them. You very quickly notice them flying in the air. Starfire has Robin in her arms, And yeah, you don't see the guy down below. Although I'd say with your eagle sight, you would look around quickly and you'd see his ruins scatter on the side of the mountain below. So you could
Can I
fly
try
down.
and see if I see any type of chip or glowing object chip
Yeah.
anywhere?
Roll perception, and I think the based on sight has advantage for eagles.
Eagle has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
Only 13.
I would say though, with your you definitely know the direction that it takes, and adjusted difficulty for the fact that eagles and hawks literally dive down from hundreds of feet in the air for small objects all the time.
And
You
is it
do
still
notice,
glowing?
yes, and it's glowing. Means that you see some pieces, like, oh, you see the points where the water is rippling from where he ultimately landed, and more pieces are falling, scattering off the mountain, and you do see a glowing object just fade out of sight below the water.
Ooh.
So you could dive for it. I
I
mean,
would like to dive down and try and grab it, but I don't know if I can since I used a perception roll.
you could. I think it'd be like movement.
Okay, I want to dive
So,
down.
you could begin diving at least.
Yeah.
So you start diving, and towards it, and we'll go back to Cyborg. Cyborg, you lost the dude, and then Raven went in after him.
All right. How did? Gosh, Raven just went in there, didn't she? Okay. Well,
Yes.
I boost off a long strider and charge in after. My speed is now
Okay.
45. It's debating on doing line strider before or after, but I think I need to go ahead and do it.
All
So
right.
I catch up to him, and is Raven there? She's
Raven would be ahead of him because she actually would teleported.
Ah, so I put myself behind him.
Yep.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan. Oh, and how about I just tell my homunculus servant to jump off and attach himself to the guy?
If you would like to, sure.
Sure.
I think the homunculus would need to make a grapple check.
Okay, yeah, to actually stay on. Yeah, that makes sense. It's athletics. Actually, probably just straight. It's probably just a straight strength check, which is probably not going to work. But
yeah, it's just a hand.
It's just a hand. It's an athletics. No, it wouldn't be acrobatics, would it?
Yeah, it'd be athletics.
Okay. Well, hey, worth a shot.
He didn't roll well though, but you rolled even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you try to like extend your hand out. It turns to the homunculus to grab onto him, but it just like he lowers his shoulder and it just flies past him onto the ground.
Aww.
Outside gang, well, there's Raven, but outside gang, what is outside gang doing? I'm assuming you guys are looking for the chip. The eagle with its super special eyes. What do your eagle eyes see? Or your elven eyes? What do your eagle eyes see?
My bride.
We're taking the hobbits to Isengard. For bringing back a meme from like 2010.
From the
before that. Oh God, I'm old. But anyway, you guys trying to retrieve. Wow, good, thank you. 2005.
Jeez.
From you guys trying to find the chip. You will get the chip. It is wet. You don't know what that's good for. Let me just Google.
We're gonna need some rice.
Are you googling whether the chip is okay?
Yes.
Right.
Does the chip become sentient, and we now have to defeat it as a villain?
It's overload.
What if I use mending on it?
Oh.
That's kind of a good idea. No, not your laptop. I don't care about your laptop. The internet. I care about Chris's
my
lap. I care.
There's a theme in this.
We can look.
Theme, honestly, on this.
We could look
My
at that
laptop
question.
is hot
Okay.
chocolate-ified.
Yeah. First, I'll read this Quora thing for you. What are the chances that my laptop will be fine after getting slightly wet in the rain for about 5 minutes?
Relevant.
Let's see. There are still 99% chances if you have not started your laptop and then move the battery and place it place it in a container full of rice.
There you
You
go.
have non-removable battery, then ignore it. Keep your laptop in heavy sunshine so that all the water droplets will evaporate. If the weather is not good at your outside, then use tools like a heater or hair dryer or any other thing. Make sure you don't start your laptop because once you start the laptop, it gets electricity and it could create a short. That's not my question. I just want a loose chip.
Important to note that you did hot chocolate and not water, so you'll need to like clean that pretty thoroughly because it's got
it'll sticky.
You should be able to remove your keys on your keyboard and deep clean it, but take the battery out first if you're able to.
I'll figure that out.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I
Joey.
know how to take my battery
Yeah.
out.
Damn it. Everyone has Google has normal like what people would typically be looking for. I am looking for a loose chip.
Just look up a floppy drive.
Holy shit. I found someone asked, I swallowed a computer chip. Would it harm me?
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm assuming they meant to say if I swallowed a computer chip.
No, I think they swallowed it.
Oh god, now I gotta read this. I swallowed a computer chip. Would it harm me?
Back to the distractions.
Depends on the chip. It could speed you up or slow you down. You should probably talk to your doctor. They might get you to have an x-ray. Wow, that is some Yahoo Answers level shit. You pull it out. Actually, you guys couldn't even know if it was okay until you tried to put it in a thing and it wouldn't work. But yeah, you get it out of the water. You dive down and grab it, and cast mending on it, and you hope it's okay. You don't really have a way of knowing yet. Starfire and Robin, what are you guys doing for that round when you're outside? Are you staying outside with Beast Boy, or are you going back inside?
I mean, do we have any sense that there is still conflict going on inside? Because I believe all of them were defeated besides the one that, to our knowledge, was tied up in Cyborg, right?
Yeah. There's nothing to indicate to you that anything's gone bad yet.
So I think that being a teenager who may have just broken an important adult computer chip, I'm just standing around nervously waiting to see what happens.
Okay.
Same.
Do you fly down to the surface?
Yeah, fly down to make sure the chip's okay.
All right. Yeah, you fly down there where Beast Boy is on the shore. You're kind of hoping.
You can put it in rice.
Raven, what are you doing? Wait, actually, hold on. The guy would have gotten to go first. I deleted the wrong one. But anyway, he has run down the hallway. He pulls out his laser thing, and he is going to, he's going to shoot at Raven. You're a little further down. Are you a little further down the hallway from him, or are you right in front of him?
I'm 10 feet away.
Okay, 10 feet away, so he can still do ranged with no problem. So he will roll his 3 attacks with that. Okay, his 3 attacks are a 26, an 11, and a 9. The 26, I don't think you could block with shield. No.
The rest does get blocked, but yeah, the 26 hits.
Okay, that is 21 points of damage as he hits you with points of radiant damage.
Ow.
Also, I forgot to do this the first time I hit you with it, but it is an effect, considering it even did this to Starfire. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh dear.
14.
14.
Okay. You are stunned until your next turn.
Okay.
So basically, if you were flying, you kind of would have fallen to the ground. As this thing hits you, and there's this like ringing sound in your head, and this bright flash of light, and you kind of you fall, you stumble backward. And after having done that, since you're stunned, you don't have reactions. He is going to run past you and use his bonus action to dash.
Am I
So he
still able
moves.
am I still able to speak when I'm stunned?
Falteringly is what it says.
Okay. Can I command my raven to do something?
Yeah, sure. Also, you can communicate telepathically with your raven. So,
Oh sweet, okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell my raven to like fly in his face and just try to distract him, basically.
Okay. Yeah. So he bursts past, and the raven will try to fly after him. What is the speed of a raven?
Supersonic speed.
Yeah. Raven can move 50-foot fly speed. So this guy, he just dashed. If it dashes, it'll keep up with him, essentially. But he used his bonus action to dash. So his speed is 40. So he moves 80 feet further down the hallway. Yeah, he just kind of jumps over you. All right, and that's his turn. I don't think I think it would take a while for anyone to even get to where you guys are. So for right now we're just going to do Raven, him, and Cyborg. So Cyborg,
Finally freed from initiative.
yeah, holy crap. Yeah, Cyborg. He ran 80 feet forward. Well, you were right behind him though, so you get an attack of opportunity when he moves.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I
Okay.
thought he was a rogue.
So
Well, he didn't use his bonus action to disengage. He used his bonus action to dash.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So he could indeed use his full 80 feet.
Yes, he is going to. You get to hit him first.
Okay, I'll punch him. That is a
Okay.
15.
That will not hit.
Okay.
You had one job, Cyborg.
So he will run. He will run 80 feet down the hallway. The hallway is going to begin to wind and change very soon. This is probably the last moment in which you'll have a straightaway against him of any kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But now it's your turn. So what would you like to do? He's 80 feet away.
What I'd really like to do is catch up to him, which I can do, and interpose myself between him and the exit.
Okay, because you have 45.
Oh yeah, I
feet of movement.
I can go 90 feet.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, and I guess for listeners' sake, what do you have going on that gives you the movement?
Oh, sorry. That is a combination. I get a +5 from my infiltrator armor, as well as long strider, which gives me another 10. And that's on top of a 30.
Cool.
Okay, so
He rushes to the end zone.
unfortunately, because of the nature of this, even though I'm faster than him, it still is mostly just me moving to get in front of him and then waiting.
Right.
But what I am going to do is what's that?
First off, I don't think you could get around him.
Okay.
For the same reason that Raven has a teleport to do so, because of it's a 5-foot area and you can't move through an enemy's space.
Shoot
All right, fine. I'm shooting him.
Everyone's like, this has gone on really long, and we haven't even gotten past the opening 2 scenes.
I just want to capture him, dissect him, and
Yeah.
absorb him into my being. But I can do that
Mm.
if he is.
Shoot him non-lethally.
I don't think you can shoot non-lethally.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Unless you're like Green Arrow and have some special arrow.
I'm gonna. Well,
Fucking
I'm gonna start
love arrow.
by. I'm gonna shoot at him twice. So the first attack roll, because we're doing it one at a time, is a 21 to hit.
All right, that'll hit.
All right, and that will be a. And I'm going to boost it with some extra lightning, so that's actually 2d6. So 14 damage.
All right.
And
I mean, do describe in terms of abilities exactly what you're doing, just for my sake and the listeners' sake.
oh, sure. I am using my lightning launcher, which normally does 1d6 plus intelligence lightning damage, but also once per turn, I can add in an extra 1d6 lightning damage.
Okay.
Cool. And also because that is my radiant weapon, it also should do 1 more point of damage, so 15.
Oh, that's exactly what you needed.
Okay.
So yeah, you shoot him in the back of the head, which explodes.
and
he's dead.
And I run towards him. I'm gonna
Very
salvage that crap.
All right. Yeah, you start picking up parts and things. Alrighty. So wrapping things up, I can't believe this is the scene we're probably going to end the episode on. Considering how not very far at all it is.
Think of a really dramatic stinger.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys head back into the facility. You can now signal for the security staff that it's safe to return, that your mission is complete. The head of that will probably want to know what state the chip is in. So you're hoping that's good.
You give them back the chip. Hope that it's good.
Yeah. Okay. So people start trickling in. Now there are these robots. If anyone is interested in investigating these robots, and it is clear they are now robots, and to try to get anything out of that, they very much look in the style of Slade's, like similar to his uniform. Well, I guess you wouldn't have fully seen that ever, actually, because you only saw part of his face and the rest of him was in an old man disguise. So you actually wouldn't know that. But
I'd like to take a look at it
Okay.
and see like if there's any kind of clue to the whereabouts that these were made. Any clue in like what identity Slade might have been.
Mhm. Yeah. So as you look over some of the robots, most of them are in the previous room, and some of them are just lying there twitching, partially operable, but not like in combat condition. So if they do have any speech center or database, that's not like destroyed in most of their cases. Particularly, there's that one sitting there with its butt up in the air that was the first one that you took out. And so you can easily go over that. All the smoke in that room has dissipated at this point. So yeah, do you want to grab this guy and try to inspect him or interrogate him or something?
I'm gonna grab it and kind of look at it because I know they're robots now at this point. So I kind of like get out my tinker's tools and I start like prying pieces away to see like how it's made.
Okay. As you pull it up and it's making these bad sounds. It's the faceplate has kind of shifted a little bit, and it kind of indented when it fell against when you kicked it with your Robin has like metal reinforced shoes in this fucking cartoon, which are cool. And you see from that dent that it looks like the faceplate couldn't be completely removed. Do you want to
I'm
do
gonna
so?
pop it loose.
All right, you pull it off, the mask, so to speak, and you see this screen. It flickers to life, kind of glitching slightly because of the damage to the robot, but this image comes up on the screen of a man standing there in the shadows. And you can kind of see him. He's dressed similarly to these robots. Half of his face is kind of obscured in the shadows, but you notice and you recognize that one eye, that you saw looking at you from the old man. And he says, "Excellent work, Robin. Really, I think your skills are improving."
Next time you have to come yourself, then we'll actually have a fight on our hands.
You lack patience, Robin. If you're really so curious about my intentions, perhaps we should meet face to face.
Name the time and the place.
Well, yeah, you say that, and then he goes, "Like I said, you still need to improve more, Robin." And the robot suddenly starts to twitch, and its pieces start to melt down as a strong electrical current flows through them, frying the circuits, and it falls apart in your hands to the ground.
Ron kind of like just shakes his hands off in disgust at that point.
And I think with that, that's where we'll end our episode.
It's so late, y'all.
Dude, it's oh man, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
it's midnight here, by the way.
Yeah,
Wake up in 5 hours.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah, we got to get up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay. Well,
I'm usually up until 5 a.m.
We'll wrap up there. Somehow I had a suspicion that this, before Apprentice, which is literally already a two-parter, that this could be one of the longer multi-part arcs, and looks like my suspicion was correct in that. I thought we would.
Time indeed.
Yeah, combat takes a long time, and I thought that I would end this episode at the end of the second significant combat, which was at the end of Red X, but we're not even close to there.
Not even close.